Good evening everybody. Welcome to my Sunday night stream. I hope everybody is well this fine Sunday evening, ready for some gold making fun. Gonna have a lovely evening. Now that the UK has caught up on time zones, it's now officially just coming up for 9 o'clock here. Good evening Mushy, good evening Maceo87. Hope you're doing well, hope you had lovely weekends. Lots of gold making, I hope. I haven't checked my mailbox at all or anything this whole weekend, so I'm expecting just a whole load of expires, so I'm not sure exactly what state we're going to be in when we have a final look on the mailbox, but I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do, see if we can expand our gold making empire tonight, perhaps look into some more alchemy on Jahwakening, maybe run through what we need to do on Samadan. Now I was thinking of getting myself done with Pathfinder Part 1, because that's kind of missing in terms of things I can do for my alts, which would make it a bit easier in the levelling up of things. And there's also the heirlooms to think about as well. So that's something to consider for tonight. Wondering what else we might do tonight. I haven't checked. I got no idea what's currently on or currently live, so we can have a good start with that. But good to see people in. I hope you're all doing well. So thinking about what do we need? Well, mailbox will be the first thing. Let's see if everything's expired or not. I've got no idea. And we do have some sales, which is a good start, but we also have some expires. So 6,000, currently mainly a sinister combatants. Good evening Z, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. And then we've got some expires here. So let's start with those, and then we could probably do with having a check on my auctions. I've got a feeling they're all going to run out. Demona76, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you've had a lovely weekend so far. Let's have a look at my auctions. Currently at 12 hours for most things. I imagine a good old cancel scan will help this lot out. So before we do that though, let's just do everything on the mailbox first. Let's wait for that to run through. It's only got 15 seconds left. We'll let that run through. See what else we've got in the gold. Because I haven't touched anything this weekend. Haven't relisted anything. Haven't had any time at all this weekend. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not expecting a huge amount. They've got 20,000 there. So actually that's probably more than I was expecting. Let's have a look. Let's take these expires out and see what we've got here. Some good enchants here. Erfen Vitality, Glorious Stats, Elemental Force. So those are all good levelling enchants. Bit of Fusaka, bit of Vendor Flips there. Heightened Senses, Trivial Invisibility. And then we've got Pacts of Mastery. There's several of those at 1,100. Honey Pot Pie, 10 of those. Oh, we sold a Pearlescent Spell Thread for 185. That's probably another twink item perhaps. And then a couple of nice Sinister gear down here along with a Hexweave bag. Good evening Bullseye, hope you're doing well. You had a decent weekend. Hopefully had a nice weekend myself. I did very much so. It was very busy, time spent with the family. Stevie B, good evening to you too, hope you're doing well. And Moody18, thanks for stopping by, hope you're doing well. Inspired me to try out my bracer shuffle, so working on that currently. Good luck Demona, it takes a little while to get your head around it, but I certainly recommend it. Hold on, that's the wrong button. Let me just make that go back. There we go. But if the prices are right on your server, you can certainly make some gold if you can sell the enchants for a decent price. That's kind of like the end goal. So let's start with this, 20,000 in the mail. That's at least got us a few bits of gold. We've obviously been spending a fair amount. I do need to buy a token. Probably worth having a look at the price of a token at the moment. How's it currently doing? Let's have a look at token price. Currently 177. That's not too bad. I don't know how much it's gone up and down of late. I'm going to wait a few more days for the Hearthstone expansion and the other sale to disappear off, and then I'll come back to this and hopefully it'll drop a little bit more. I'll do a cancel scan on all my auctions, because I've got a feeling that most of those are going to be undercut. So I'm just going to run through everything. Gold 9871, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you've had a lovely weekend so far. Yeah, it looks like here's the start of the undercuts, so let's take all of this lot off. See if we can get some, generate some sales. 170 pages here to scan through, so it's going to take a little while. Good evening, Marsba. How's your weekend been so far? Hope it's been good. So we're still hovering at 1.3 million. We did buy all that tide spray a while back and a little bit of other things, but we haven't turned that into actual gold yet. So that's still something to be done. Oh, it's Answerful, using the long boy emotes. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Running through our cancel scan at the moment. I wonder if Erfen has done any sales that we can add to, and maybe even Jahwakening might have got a sale or two. What a lovely shower that was. Was it, Mushy? Excellent. Was that a rain shower or a proper shower? You had to sprint. Oh right, okay. Proper shower. Yeah, it looks like we've got a load of stuff here to cancel. Look at all of this lot. All of these undercuts. There's a few that have gone below minimum price. That's interesting. Pact of Haste below minimum price. What's that down to? My minimum is 1,800 and it's down to 1,300. Okay, that's interesting. We're going to have a look at the enchants here and have a look at what's happening here with Pact of Haste, Pact of Critical Strike, because they've gone below minimum price. There's a few Sinister Combatant gears here, so it looks like prices have dropped quite significantly in things. Yeah. Deviated Path, how are you? Not one of those electric heating things. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it is cheap. I'll go and have a look at those, because that's the crux of my sales, really. If those have really bottomed out in the market, then it's time to have a look and see what else we can do about it. School Shane, how are you? Me and the family are doing very well, thank you very much. How about you and yours? We've got a very busy weekend we had with the family, but it was here in the UK. It was Mother's Day, so lots of time spent with respective generations of mothers, which was very nice. And now we're just going to spend a little bit of time making some gold. Hopefully, fingers crossed that is. We'll see how this goes. Let's cancel all of this. 292 auctions. That's a lot to cancel. Now the cancel scans have been behaving for me. I know with some people they haven't been working so well, so I'm just going to gently use my scroll wheel throughout all of this. Sulcan Army, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you've had a good weekend so far. We're just running through an enormous cancel scan, and then we'll move on probably to Erfen after maybe doing a restock. Good evening, Arthurs. How are you doing this lovely weekend? Been working on reorganisation last few days, as Guild has wanted you to start healing. Oh, right, okay. Healing sounds fun. I'd never done it with a guild, though. That sounds like quite a responsibility.
If you find anything exotic,
yeah, good, got the Vial of the Sands. Oh, congratulations. Hopefully you'll be able to generate some nice gold with that. Good evening, P-Lion. How are you? Hope you had a good weekend so far. Ready for some final gold making on this Sunday, with any luck. Now, this I should have enough bag space for another few runs of this. Let me just check. Yeah, I have got quite a lot here. I've only got 42 left, so that's enough for one reload, and then we'll do the rest in a moment. Good evening, Will Webster. Thanks for stopping by. How's your weekend been? Let's do another load of cancels. There we go. I hope so indeed, exactly. Right, let's go through all of this. I might be able to get a full set through if things have stacked, but it looks like things might not, given what I've got here. Yeah, just left a couple of things. Okay, let's start reposting this lot on. Run a post scan on this one. If you stacks badly, you have to hit the sort button rather often these days. Oh, in terms of like things in your bags. That's interesting. I didn't actually think the sort button would do anything other than maybe would it condense. Do apologise everyone, we lost internet there. I'm going to try and log back in. Give me one moment. Let's see if everything connects through. Looks like we're back. Coming back in. Hopefully the disconnection protection on Twitch has worked for that one. With any luck, and it's kept me alive. Let's have a look. Re-enter the world. Don't see chats quite come in, but hopefully OBS is telling me we're live. So let's come in and go back onto the main scene. See if everything's working there. Fingers crossed. Do apologise for that. Had a little intermittent glitch there on our old internet. Looks like it's back in place. Hopefully everything's running again. Let's have a quick look. Yep, looks like the stream health has gone back in to regular territory. Just give it a moment or two for everything to come through. With any luck, I need to go start reposting things on, so I'll do this whilst we're here. Looks like I'm missing my auctioneers here. I haven't lost internet again, have I? No. Let's dismount and remount up again. See if that works any better. There we go. Back in again. And we're back. Remounted. Just seems to work. Excellent. Brilliant. And what do we have? Your lock is 401 now. I was getting used to doing damage on Mythic DA, but the healer has left gaming, so we needed a replacement. Oh, right, Scorchane. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting. It'll be a nice change of pace for you. What are you going to do as a healer? Are you going to go priest or druid or something else? Thank you everyone for bearing with me as I got my internet back. I don't know what the Twitch disconnection protection system is, whether that worked or not, but hopefully it did. Going to go resto druid. Excellent. Oh, did I miss Sensors coming in during that? I didn't see you in there, but good evening, Sensors. Hope you're doing well. It kept it online for like a minute, but then it cut out eventually. Oh, right, okay. Sorry you've got a cold there, Will. Hopefully it's nothing too severe. How are you, Sensors? Hope you're doing well. We're just going through, we're relisting everything on at the moment. We're going to see what we can put on for a decent price, at least within our standard profit margins. Get that on, and then we're going to have a look at some of the stuff that's gone below minimum price, like some of these enchants. That's the main thing I'm slightly worried about, that the price of those is going to just bottom out so much so that the profit of the shuffle is just going to be no longer worth it, which would be very sad if that's the case. But we'll see. There may be opportunities to reset the market as well. There's always things you can do in situations like this. My main thing is thinking of diversifying, which is why I'm working on Jahwakening's alchemy. So if we can add some extra things in there. Alright, internal auction error on there. Let's hope that it's got everything. Let this run through, and then we'll have a look at what was missing. Retrying one auction which failed. That seems to have worked. Okay, what have we got left in the bags? Not done too badly actually, so let's go through and have a look at the other cancels. 148 mail left, so let's run through those. Doing good, managed to get away and back to the PC. Okay, excellent. Always good to not to be too far from the PC. Oh, did you have a recap? I like your recap ones, Sensors. I'll have to go and check the VOD on that one. I'm going to be doing one myself coming up. Now it's the last day of the month. I'll try and record that as soon as possible. Prices on flask and tailoring items surely have dropped. Very low profits. It could be so, Gold. I'm not sure about flasks. I'm not aware of that market. But it does look like tie spray linen has dropped in price. We did notice last time on Friday and Wednesday that there were a lot of stacks of tie spray linen available. Therefore, it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how mine's been this month. Glad yours has been good though, Sensors. Always happy to see other people making gold. Right, I'm going to post this lot on and then do the last lot. And then we're going to have a look at the prices of the bracer shuffle. We're going to have a look at the prices of enchanting mats. And then we're going to have a look at the price of enchants themselves and see what kind of prices we've got for things and see if we can do something about that. Whether it's reset things or see if we can get things cheaply and see what happens. Just completed Zangarmarsh, all the things wise on Hunter. Excellent. It's another thing ticked off then, Mushy. Was a long day farming glow cap. Oh right. What do you need the glow cap for? Linen here is down to 2 gold 17. Wow, okay, that's pretty low. I wonder, was it? I think it's 1 gold something. Is when you can start turning it into vendor items. Oh, there's our first one. Seal of Haste coming through. That's good. There's plenty about for all of us. Exactly, Pilan. I mean, that's the thing is, I don't get too worried if I'm not making gold, because I'm sure someone is, definitely. Sporgar rep. Oh, right, okay. To buy the items from the Sporgar vendor. Ah, interesting. Good evening, Wave. How are you? Right, let's go through, post this lot on, and see what we're left with in our bags after this. 100 items on. Tiny spore vat. Interesting. Right, that lot's done. And then last cancels. Last few ones on here. 48 there. Get these ones on. Just watching the MDI. Oh, is there an MDI on it at the moment? That could be pretty cool. A dagger and a tabard. Ah, right. Does the tabard give you extra rep? Oh, that's all that done. I meant to click on that and then run that through. Okay. And the shields used to be great for leveling a prop warrior. Oh, really? You can buy it when exalted. Okay, so it's not really that much use, but it's just an all the things thing, an extra tabard. That's pretty cool though. Hidden Satyr and Distant Army look to be quite pricey there, but we'll pop them on at that price because I've got bigger fish to fry on that sense. Galley Banquet's looking at 327 profit. That's okay. Sinister Gear is always a decent spread, so I'm okay with those. Keeping those on. Shirts are fine. Everything else is fine, so let's get those on. Confirm all of those. Now, I imagine we're left with a few items that didn't go on. No, nothing here, because actually the ones that didn't go on were the ones that didn't get cancelled. So let's have a look at... So looking at my auctions, I've got a few things that are still about to expire in 12 hours. The main things here, Pact of Critical Strike and Pact of Haste, I need to look at. A few Sinister Combatant stuff that hasn't been cancelled. That means it's gone below min price on those, so that's an interesting one. Seal of Haste we sold with a 39 gold profit, so nothing huge there. Let's have a look at... Did I fix my cost of Veil Crystals? Currently my Veil Crystal price is the manual one I've done from the spreadsheet. So looking at my spreadsheet, my price here of Veil Crystals is about 122. But I think I need to change that because I'm not sure what my manual price is yet. Let's have a look at that in a moment, because we'll have to figure that one out along with everything else. It takes 4 or 5. That's for the packs, isn't it? It takes 4, I think. Is it 4? Let me just check the sheet. Let's have a look over here. So the packs, they're down here on this. The packs take 4 veiled crystals, and the weapon enchants take 1 veiled crystals. So the main trouble with the packs is obviously they are more expensive. yeah, I've got them all at 3 stars, so that's at least good on that front. So let's have a look. Does Deep Zone Oil sell? It strikes me as something that's really easy to farm. Just collecting enough fish for 2 vials to test it out. Reagent needed for Vial of the Sands. Yes, it does sell. According to Will, it sells. So that's a good source if ever I heard one. So looking at this, right, first thing, now if I look at this first, I'm going to be tempted to buy them. Let's have a look at the BfA enchanting mats, because this will give me an idea as to what the market prices are on everything. So Veil crystals are currently sitting at 217, Umbra shards are right down at 82, and Gloom dust is at 14. So let's put this into the spreadsheet so we can monitor these prices. Let's put this over here. So Umbra shards are coming in at 82 now, so that's 10 gold less. Gloom dust is actually gone up a little bit at 1440, 14.4, and Veil crystals are sat at 217, which is quite similar there at 217. And if I adjust these two, those should go automatically according to the Umbra shards. That one has. That one needs to change automatically, so I'll change that cell to be equals D18. D18. So might as well have it copy that one exactly like that. There we go. Gloom is like 10. Test it, make 5 braces and disenchant them. Never that expensive. What's that for? Did I just miss one bit? 5 braces and disenchant them, which just for Gloom dust, because I thought my averages for Gloom dust is coming off of this one, which is coming out of the minimum between the price of the 3 braces times 0.85, because that's the number of greens you get, and divide that by 0.16, which is my average rate of Gloom dust, which is here at 9.01 when you're optional disenchanting greens for Gloom. That's the basis on that one. Demon Death Angel, thank you very much for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the raid, and thank you also for the follow. May have to relist Deep Zone for a few days, but it will sell. Okay. Congratulations, love to the gold farmers. Well, thank you very much, Demon Death Angel. Very much appreciated. Hope you had a good stream. So you need to take the greens for that. Yes, exactly. So that's why I'm using this times 0.85, which is basically just taking the price of the bracers times 0.85. So that's just taking the green element of the bracers, because 85% of them will be green. The rest will be blue. So I'm not counting the price of the blues. That's going somewhere else, if that makes sense. And then dividing that by the average you get from those. For people with all the things, are there any lists of recipes with the unique transmogs you need? Any profession is good. It's not a bad idea looking for that, Sulcan Army. Finally just got done with Suramar the other day, onwards to High Mountain Tauren. Excellent, legit. That's a nice target to go for if ever I saw one. Wasn't too bad. Sundays are your casual days, typically through the week is your gold farming loot appraiser runs. Excellent. I have to make sure I stop by one. The price is bad, just make 5 and disenchant. Exactly, in order to get the gloom. That's what I would get if I took the 5 bracers. It depends what I got from them, and then the gloom I got from that. So are you saying the rate of getting 9 gloom dust is too high? Okay. See that gloom dust costs you less than 10 gold. Yes, it should do. What was my value here? 6 gold, 86 at the moment. Gradually connecting with all the other gold farming streamers past couple of months. Exactly, we're more than happy to share Demon Death Angel, so it's good to see another gold maker. It's actually procking and your Transmute Master, so that's a nice surprise. Oh, excellent, Sulcan Army. That's pretty good. You should be at 8.7 for the gloom. Okay, Dado, is that your average on those? Okay, so slightly less than my 9 that I've got at the moment. You get 6 to 10. Okay, so 8.7, 6 to 10, that's about right. And the cost to make a bracer is like 50 gold. That's quite high for me, quite low for me actually. According to my spreadsheet, the bracer cost is, that's the whole bracer, not just the green element of the bracer, is currently at 80 or 72 gold, depending on which one we've got. So that's an interesting one to look for. Definitely Demon Death Angel will do. Token bought in time and have changed. It's been a decent first month back, especially after restocking on expensive mats and such. Excellency, good to see. My Tide Spray price at the moment, we're going to have to go look at my prices. Let's do that next. So let's go through and look at my Super Shuttle shopping scan and see what we've got here. This is going to be my next thing. Shimmer Scale coming in at 568. Tempest at 397. Here's Tide Spray at 492. My average purchase price of Tide Spray is still up at 595. That's still reasonable. 595 is decent. We could possibly get that lower. We do have 10,000 Tide Spray, so we've got a good amount of it. Everything else here on this side is the bad side of our average buy price. But Tide Spray here is looking at how much have we got below my average. There's 6 stacks of 200 there. I would definitely be interested in those. That would get my average down a little bit. There's also a 73 there, and a 22 and a 12. I'll take these up, definitely. So let's take those whilst we're here. Need to start breaking down your runs and whatnot in the spreadsheet. Might be easier to keep track. Not a bad idea, actually. Information is power, definitely. Let's have a look. I need to go check my averages once I bought these and picked them up. This will help with my average a little. Leave that last one. There we go. Okay, we'll leave everything else at the minute. I'm going to come back to this. Although the shimmer scale is quite tempting there at 568. Because it takes less shimmer scale on that front, I'm going to buy that one lot there of 200. Because that's way below my average. I'm going to take that one as well. And then maybe take these ones here. And these can be my backup in addition to the other ones. And that's helping with my shimmer scale averages as well, which I'm also happy with. I'm going to take that 100 as well. And then those two are comparable. So let's just pick those up and readjust our averages. Pick up those purchases. There we go. Have they relisted that silly wall? Not yet, Will Webster. I haven't seen anything else come in. So it could be someone coming in from another server. Oh, there goes another Seal of Haste. Not massive, but still good. Don't know if I want to change it or just patch it up though. Depends on how the mood strikes you. What's that for, Scorching? Did I miss something earlier? Revisiting my older streams for that. Oh, what was that? Did I miss another bit? I looked a bit far. Next project is having to go fixing your TSM profile, and your tooltip seems to be banjacked. Ah, right. I've gone all the way back up and caught your original message. There we go. Not a bad idea. Every now and again, it's worth a relook at things. Give a lot. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Depends on the bone price. Bone price is quite low, actually. On average, notice that for every 100 greens scrapped, cost of 600 shimmer scale and 400 bones, you get back from 100 shimmer and 100 bones back. If this is correct, say 1 green costs 5 shimmer and 3 bones. I can use that to set Expulsum to 6.7, which is 5 shimmer and 3 bones. That would make sense. I get your logic. If you always get that amount back, and then if you pipe the same amount back in, that would work. Bones crashed on your server the other night. Average buy price on those now 287. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Back up to 4 gold each. Okay. Your partners ask, with such a comfy chair in the background, why on the floor? Not a problem. The problem if I sat on the sofa behind me is because of the height of the TV, that I would be slouching over and leaning forward to use like the keyboard and the mouse. So for me, it's actually a lot more comfortable and a lot easier to sit straight in front. I mean, I've got a couple of cushions from the sofa that I'm sat on, and then that way I'm close enough to the TV to be able to see it without my glasses, and then see the side one on the other side. So it kind of works from that respect. So let's have a look. Where were we at? We bought the things we bought. So let's check our averages again and then pop them back in the spreadsheet and have a look at what our prices are overall, averages wise and all that sort. And then we can start putting those in and then get a list of what's currently cheap and what our current numbers are. So let's put this on this side and go through each of these in turn. So we don't get the tooltip when we hover over this, so I'm going to have to move this over to the side and then we get the tooltip so we can see it. Or I can move this over to this side and make it nice and small, like so, and then we can hopefully, let's move this over and that over. Now we can see everything side by side and pop them in together at the same time. So order to do this, I'll start on this side, Tide Spray Linen. Now obviously my average buy price there is actually should be 5 gold 89, so that's a lot lower, 5.89, and the DB market price on that is coming in at market value of 663. So a little bit less there. Nylon thread's consistent. Tempest hide, we have a average purchase price of 416. So we'll do that of 4.16 and then do the market price, which is 4.44. I can see the chat going off in the corner. I'll come back to that as soon as I've done everything here. Calcified bone, I'm going to check that. There we go. Calcified bone coming in at average buy of 2.41. That's very close. Doesn't change much there. The DB market price though is looking at 2.92. And then coarse leather hasn't really changed much. I don't think I've bought any in a while. Average buy is still 865, 864. Yeah, that's about the same. And the market value is 1334. So gone down slightly, but still high. Shimmer scale is the interesting one. Need to have a look at this one in more detail. So looking at that, has a average purchase price of 726. And then over at the DB market value of actually 796, so it's quite close. 796. And the bloodstained bones, they look quite expensive there. Let's have a look at what these are here. I just want to keep the tooltip up. There we go. I have to move the mouse very quickly off the side. So 6.7 for bloodstained bones. That's quite high. Really, would have liked that a little bit lower. So looking down at the market value of 8.59. And then we can look at Miscale and Deep Sea Satin just as a little bit extra here. I don't think these have really changed. 10.03, and that's gone down to 7.65. And then Deep Sea Satin is normally really high. I've only got 967 of that left, which is slightly worrying. 39.20, haven't really bought any for a long while, and the market value is currently sat at 73, which is about the same. Okay, so those are those numbers put in. So that's that start of it. Then I'll just quickly run through everything on the chat that I've missed. Absolutely loads. Your posture in general is so bad on the PC all day. Yeah, I've even had a sore back these past few days, not related to sitting down here, but sitting here really helps. So I'd certainly recommend it. Oh, what have we got the spreadsheet there with the new numbers? Is that? Let's have a look. The new numbers with the rod, leatherworking. So averages there on disenchanting the blue, scrap the greens on the leatherworking, and then how's the tailoring averages? We've got lots of good data here. That's brilliant. Looking at that, thank you all for the data on that one. I'll have another look at my averages. I won't do that just yet because I'll keep with the ones I've got for the moment. Thank you for sharing that, Mushy. Becomes worse longer you sit at your PC. By about the 8th hour streaming, you're so slouched, ridiculous. Yeah, it's important to remember your posture, definitely, Death Angel. Suggested TSM to put tooltip on the left instead of the right. It's always covering the right part where the prices are. Yeah, it would be nice to it'd nice to be able to change the column sizes as well, so that you'd maybe allow a little bit more space. Why you not add groups to recipes and transmog paste bin? You can't find it in my paste bin. For transmog, I don't really have a big list of that because I very rarely sell it. Feed the Sun. Brumblefire Gaming, good evening to you. You didn't get a notification. That's a shame. I know Twitch has been a bit finicky sometimes in doing its notifications. Thinking about coming to WoW since 4.5 years. Oh wow, 4 to 5 years. Now as a poor student, you don't want to pay €12 a month. Is it possible for a newbie to finance your playtime with farming herbs? I would say you could at least make a start, Ravelez. It all depends really on how much time you have to invest as well. It will take maybe a little. It depends on where you're at in the game in terms of what resources you have available to you and what you enjoy doing during the game, and then finding your market on your server and what sells, and then couple that with how much game time you have. All those factors, there's too many different factors there to be able to say like a definitive yes or no, but with those factors in mind, yeah, you could definitely make gold. It all depends on what you've got and what you can do with it and how much time you have. So that's 127 shimmer back per 80 scrapped, as the rest is disenchanted. I tend to try and work the other way round. 84 scrapped, so per 80 scrapped. So it's 127. I'm not sure on those numbers. I'd have to actually go back and look with my head turned the other way around. So I sometimes have trouble thinking the other direction, if that makes sense. Thought about buying one of those desks. You click and it rises up. Yeah, those are quite good. Well, I'd recommend one of those. I've seen other streamers using those. Earn more than enough to pay for tokens for playtime gathering herbs. Messing with all that, you're working your way towards getting a racer style seat with lumbar support and whatnot. Okay, just to correct your posture. Or you could try sitting on a physio ball. Those are quite good for posture. Have you ever thought about that one? Oh, Hannibal Walrus, how are you? Sorry, I'm way behind on chat here. Let me just catch up quickly if I can. Hope you're doing well. 300 gold gaming chairs on your Amazon wish list. Or a cushion, I can recommend that. Then use a gold after that for tokens once you start farming. Yeah, it was a good idea. Let me just have a quick scan, skip through. Good night, Gold. Thanks ever so much for stopping by. Good evening, Annette. Hope you're doing well. How much gold do you do with the bracelet shuffle? It all depends on your prices, Feed the Sun. 180k or 120k in, I think you mean NA, don't you? Pay for yourselves with gold every month and you're super casual. Good to know, give it a lot. I am too. Mogs85, how are you? Doing very well, thank you very much. What did I miss, Mushy? I'm completely missing out on chat here. Let me just scroll all the way down. There we go. There's a discussion about some tabs. Okay. which bits have I been missing? Averaging 200 to 400k looted value with transmog. Only thing you have to do is where it's okay. Go through that. Gaming chair changed everything for you, or office chair at that. Okay, brilliant. So yes, between you and Dado, we're talking about the different numbers. Was that on the original spreadsheet on this one? You divide what you get back over all crafted, so including the disenchanted ones. Oh, I'm now AFK, so let's just move back a little bit. There we go. So let me try and work out what you mean by that. So including the disenchanted ones. So are you talking about the rate of gloom dust you get back from the greens? In terms of if you were just going to do the greens, because that's not the same as the numbers here. No. Okay. Okay, Demon Death Angel, thanks ever so much for stopping by. Hope you have a... How much shimmer scale do I get back? Let's have a look at leatherworking. There's the green disenchant glooms. That's not... It's not that one. Let me just have a look. Tailoring, leatherworking, shimmer scale. This one. So how much you get back from there is an average a 1.25 according to this one. 1.275 you get shimmer scale back, and then look at that versus tailoring. The amount of cloth you get back is more like 1.181. Now I've not taken that, I've taken more this number I think than the other number in my calculations over here, because I haven't revisited this in a little bit. Yeah, 118. Yes, because my average is on the wrong column, which is in this one. Oh, right, okay. Right, I see. So let's go over. So leatherworking shimmer scale. My average is on the crafted, not on the... Hold on, let me just work this one out. Hold on. Brain engaged. Of course, so we come out 1.275, but you should of course exclude the ones that you disenchant, because your average is on the wrong column. Is on the crafted, not on the scrapped. I see, right, okay, that's correct, because I'm looking at the... Okay, I see. I think I get what you mean. I need a coffee. Yeah, I'm struggling with this one. I can almost sense what you mean. Yes, go ahead, Dado. You can access the same spreadsheet and see. I can see what you mean, and that's why you have different numbers. So I was looking at. So my reasoning behind this was the numbers I'm getting is using the method that I did. 1.275 is coming from, we have a look at here, so we look at the sum of all these, but you're doing the sum of the total number of the braces, not the number scrapped, which is this one here. would be what you're thinking of at the moment. So your average shimmer scale per scrapped item. Is that what you're saying? If that was the case, then the Veiled Umbra and Gloom would also be from the average from the number of blues here. You change the leather course tab. Okay, so let's have a look. I know this is a slightly more deeper formula wrangling than we might have thought for a Sunday evening, but let's have a look. Let's go the other side. Leatherworking course. Okay, so what you've done here is you split the sum of these, the blues, which makes sense, and given you 1.5 average, and the old formula is 1.2. Now I remember you mentioning this before, and me thinking about the reasoning behind this. So those averages work out correctly for getting out the average number per disenchant and per scrap. I totally agree with you on that one. Now my thinking behind that, to do it the other way, is in my calculations for my formula on the Bracer Super Shuffle, in my calculations worksheet, because my thinking is going on the total number of things. So that was kind of I was taking in the whole of everything. So I was taking 100 bracers and using the averages I get throughout the whole group of 100. So when I was looking at my averages, I wasn't looking at trying to get a average number of cloth per green or an average number of veiled per thing, but I was trying to look at the average for the whole lot, the whole 100, the whole bank of 100, because what I was then doing is taking the 100 bracers cost, the number of things we got in total, so that included the blues and the greens being done in different ways, and then took those number of things, took out the cloth and the thread, and that just gave me what I was left with, which was the veiled and the umbra and the expulsum, and from that gave me a gold per thing of, in this case, 94.16, which was the normalized amount for each one. And then what I did was use my weighting values, which I should have down here, all these weighting values, and then adjusted the prices accordingly. And then that gave me a price that matched my 100 bracers cost versus the weighted value here. So that was my main thinking behind it. So I understand in terms of getting an average number per thing, but in my formula that I was using it on the whole lot, so it made sense to me to do the whole lot. I hope that makes sense. I may be totally wrong on that, but that was my thinking behind it. Is I was using it for my calculations, not for getting the averages per individual thing like the disenchant and the scrap. Although those numbers would be useful if you were then to use them in a different way, perhaps. That was the thinking behind it. Let me just catch up on chat to make sure I've not completely missed that. You've only changed column G. Yep, so this one here. We kept quiet. Did that make any sense at all? The difference between splitting it between the two and looking at the group as a whole? It makes sense for expulsum. Okay. Not sure about the veiled on its own. Tell you what, let me have a think about it and see if it will make any more sense when I've got a bit of peace and quiet at work, and see if I can come up with an explanation between the two, or maybe even, like you said, make sure the the averages are correct on your methods, which it very well may be, and it may be just be the way my brain's is thinking about it. Of course not, Dado. I'm always up for a challenge of thinking, and I'm quite happy to say if I'm wrong, which, you know, I'm very well maybe in this case. But it made sense in my head to do it. What I'll have to go do is go and back through my calculations and just see if the numbers fit the other way round and see if that sort of matches up. But thank you for sharing that with me. It was definitely a brain teaser, that's for sure. Hopefully I haven't confused everyone else with thinking about formulas and numbers and things like that. What do I work as? I do animation for a living, so it's not quite as deeply spreadsheety and mathsy as this, but today's just a day of numbers. Exactly, Sensors. Good evening, 1989, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Shall we carry on with having a look at these at the moment? Just have a quick look at the prices. So Time Spray braces are currently the cheapest here at 61. Can I share this spreadsheet again in Discord? So it's the last useful thing. Yes, certainly, Mushy. I'll pop it in chat here, so we've got it. And then let me just copy that. Copy link. Let's go into the Discord. And I'll put this into the useful stuff section down at the bottom of my Discord. And just copy and paste that in. I could probably do with pinning it or something like that. Can I do that? There we go. I pinned it into the useful stuff. There we go. So that's pinned. I don't know what that means exactly, but it sounds like a good thing to do. And I'll also I'll copy and paste it in here as well, so you can see it. Anyone who's in the chat at the moment, that way you can do it at the same time. There we go. Going to copy my data into your spreadsheet and see what it comes out. Okay. What do I animate? That's awesome. It does sound awesome, but at the moment the stuff I animate is really boring corporate stuff. So it's not anywhere near sort of the things I used to animate, like characters and stuff in game. So those sort of days are past me for the moment, but I would like to do more. Oreo's come back. How are you, Oreo? We haven't seen you today. Let's pop on your camera. There we go. How are you doing today, Oreo? There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so let's carry on, shall we? And have a look at what else were we doing with this. We were looking at the numbers. That was the main thing. We need to get that Oreo emote for April sorted. I was thinking of an upside down Oreo head. That'll be the main thing. Anyone experimented with the BfA follower items? Wondering what the returns are like, especially the ores. I'm not sure about the follower items. I haven't tried them yet. Always wanted to be an animator? Dreams. No worries, Demona. I mean, there's all different kinds of animation now. I mean, you could do 3D animation, 2D animation, After Effects animation. There's all sorts of different avenues you can do. Even, you know, just flip book in the corner is always good fun. You made your first one today, your first follower hunter. Need an Oreo to match Ruben. Oh yeah, Gumdrop's new emotes are amazing, aren't they? A bit unsure about it. Well, let's see how it sells. I'll be interested to do at least one of each just to test the market out. They're quite expensive on the Expulsum front, I believe. Oh, here we go. There's a load of stuff here that's about to expire, so let's just run through those and take them off now that I've spotted them. And then we'll come back and we'll start posting. We need to go over to Erfen and have a look at that. We also need to do some restocks on Samadan, so we'll do that as well. So let's go through here, collect these up, all of those. Hello Dachi, how are you? Good evening. Oh, the Sam from Cune's a good one as well, yeah, definitely. Lots of lovely cat emotes. always good to see. You're allergic, but you don't care. That's fair enough. My wife was the same with guinea pigs. She was totally allergic to them, but it didn't stop her from having 5 of them. Ruben Borrow, cheer for the rest. Multiboxing, what can you do with 8 accounts to have fun? Snipe Master, you asked that last time, didn't you? I would say whatever you do find fun, go for it. Try some 2x4 tie spray farms. See how that goes. Let's Respect, how are you? Did I miss that extra hour this morning? Not really, no. I'm going to miss it tomorrow morning when I get up at 20 past 5, which is going to feel like 20 past 4. Hope this was the last summer change thing. Yeah, maybe. Good evening, Sea Thrift. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. We're just currently going through, and we've done some cancels. We talked about the Bracer Super Shuffle earlier. Now we're just going to run through. It's awful. Yeah, definitely. Right, Oreo's going to have a little sit down for the moment. Hopefully he won't need my knee. And then I'm just going to post this lot on. There we go. Auctioning. Let's post that on. There he goes. I jinxed it. He's needing my knee. Ow. You're great. Sick that is, but means more wild time. No worries, Nojachi. I said need. Yeah, exactly. Oreo obeyed. The mailbox is pretty small, to be honest. 20,000, so not a great deal really for a weekend. But I haven't been on at all. Haven't relisted anything. Haven't restocked on anything since Friday night. So given how there's been a general downturn in sales for me over the past few weeks, and given that I've been very little in terms of activity, that's not surprising really. Watching a cat watch their face is one of the most relaxing things in the world. Yes, definitely. Never heard of QWERTY before. I was looking through my Twitch page yesterday. May have gotten a few shirts. No worries, Sea Thrift. I heartily recommend them. Tonight's t-shirt is Canyon's Guardian from Final Fantasy VII. You need to keep winter time as normal. That would be pretty good. Is that across both? No, that's just Samadan. We haven't checked Erfen yet. So we're going to do that in a moment once I've posted this lot on. And then I'm going to go through and have a look at what we can do from everything else point of view. Anything missing there? There's a few Sinister Combatants pants that are below min price. So let's just get those on manually. Let's move this over. Shopping wise, let's do that now. So we're coming in at 2,200 for the smallest of the pants. Which is kind of quite low really. 3,700 would be preferable, so I'm going to come in at this point instead. That way I've at least got a little bit of a profit margin to make it worth my while. Any less than that is less than ideal. There we go. And the same with that simple black dress. Got a crafting cost of 78 silver, so any price will do for now. There we go. So find and prepare what you want to farm, or the cost of multiple run up quickly. You run 20 now, and it's paid around 3 million for subscription tokens. Wow, 20. Wintertime is regular time historically. Yeah, I'd go with that. I'm quite happy for the time to stay the same. Hey Mazeltov, how are you? Thanks for stopping by.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
So with the change of veiled cost, which is currently at, where's my spreadsheet? Veiled cost is currently telling me, according to my spreadsheet, is 118, Umbra's at 66, and Gloom Dust is at about 664. I'd probably have to put those prices in manually just to adjust them, because I haven't got the string fixed yet. We need to go and have a look at that. Let me just double check those prices. Veiled. No, that's not in crafts. Materials. Always forget to do that. Always do it the wrong way around. Veiled crystals currently at 170. I've got them at 118. That's quite a lot less. 170 versus 118. according to that. Let's just round that up a little bit so we're not completely scraping the bottom of the barrel. Let's go to 120. And then Umbra, we're going to go in currently at 90. We're going to come in, it was 66. Let's round that also up to 70. And then Gloom is currently at 6, and we should probably up that a little bit more to 6.6. Let's take that up to 7, just as a rough number there. That'll work with me for the moment. There we go. Let's just make sure I've caught up on everything. Have I been able to, with the channel, have I been able to repost the enchants? Let's have a look at that and have a see what it does. Galaxy, how are you? Looking while setting up your old phone after reset. New one needs a repair. No worries, Darkwing. You're fine, but just want to use your resource to have some fun. Someone said PvP, not just, for instance, PvP. Alonso, good evening, how are you? You'll be multi-boxing 2x4 farms with tailors for the cloth. Yeah, that's what we suggested, wasn't it, Will? That would be a good one, definitely. PvP due to follow or not working when you engage in PvP. I'm not sure how PvP would work with the multi-box. I've got no idea how that would work. So let's have a look at our next thing we need to do, which is our enchants, because we had some of those that were too cheap at the moment. So let's have a look at the rings as a start. Let's run a shopping scan on the rings. We actually want to have all of them. I don't think I've got a shopping scan for everything here, so let me just adjust that slightly and go into my groups. So the main thing we want to do here is run a shopping scan on all my different enchants and see whether it's worth flipping them or turning them around into something else. So enchanting, rings, we just want the packs really. I'm not really that interested in the seals. So I want to change a shopping operation here and add one there based on just on DB market. Should we have a look at that? Actually no, let's change that. Let's change that shop crafting. We can look at the percentage of the crafting from there. And then the good one did have one on there. We can un-override that one. So we're just looking at the rings packs, and then we want to look at the weapons as a whole. We'll do the same thing here and look at the shopping operation there and go shop DB market on that one. There we go. And then we can go back through and we'll do a shopping search on both of those. So rings, packs and weapons. Let's do just the rings to start off with and have a look at that one. Right, what else did I miss? Let me go all the way back up. With tailors you should get tools of the trade for more cloth. Yes, definitely worth it, Nadachi. I've got no idea what the returns are yet. Very fast seen as grieving for attacking with 6 accounts. Oh yes, of course, forget about that one. But yeah, it's within terms of service, but I guess it's not going to stop people from complaining about it, definitely. Go ahead, do PvP. Love the settings for weapon enchants. Good, not so good, and rubbish. Yeah, that kind of just about works. That's all based on the sale rate that I've had for them. So currently we're looking at this. This is based off of crafting cost. So the fact that all of these percentages are higher than 100% means that they are a current profit for me at this stage. So that's a 200 profit. Haste is a 200 profit. Versatility is a 600 profit. And mastery is 1,200 profit. These prices are obviously quite low at 999. There's the opportunity here because these are quite quick sellers at 0.5, 0.67 and 0.54 sale rate. You could possibly flip these, especially as there's a big jump here at 999 and then 1,300. So I would definitely buy that one up and post back up at this price. And then the critical strike, there's another one here at 999, just a single one. So I'm going to buy that I'm going to post back up. What I need to do though is a cancel scan on both of these, because I believe mine are already on there. So let's have a look at haste, jump ring, not binding of haste, pact of haste is what I was looking for. It looks like I don't actually have any on there. Let's look at pact. Back to critical strike I do have, so let's take those off. I'm going to repost mine back on there. Versatility I'm keeping, I think, for the moment. 1,400 is the cheapest there at 605 profit. So let's just run through those and open up that lot, all those purchases. Then we can come back and post them back on. Run a post scan on those. Good night, Pilan. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you do. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. What else did I miss here? How do I deal with multiple Sinistercraft types for stocking up? I basically have two different groups, one for crafting and one for selling. The crafting one has ignore item enchants on, and then the selling one has it turned off so that it does it per different type. Just disenchanted 100 epic braces, 130 veiled in the bag, very nice, much. It'll actually keep you going for at least a couple of hours. So Stalwart Navigation's coming on at 664. That's cheap, but that's a really slow seller, so we'll keep that on. I'm not making any more of those. That comes into the rubbish category. Yeah, that's in the rubbish group, that one. Critical Strike and Pact of Haste, though, we definitely want those on. And the Pact of Haste, we've got loads of those, so we're going to pop those on as well. So those are the main ones we've reset there. We're going to see what the price comes out on that one. Yeah, I'll show you, Lexray, what the group looks like. It's in my, if you ever look at my paste bin and in my tailoring deep dive video, I go into the explanation a little bit more there. But if we look at tailoring here and look at Sinister Gear, which is down here, so I actually have two groups, Sinister Gear Crafting and Sinister Gear Selling. The crafting one has ignore item variations turned on, and the group operation of that is just crafting 8 of each. And then the selling group has ignore item variations turned off and has the auctioning operation assigned to that one. This is the only time you can have two of the same item in two different groups, is when you've got one version that has ignore item variations on and the other version has item variations off. Hey Mogs, can I help you with this crafting string? Not sure what the gold values are referencing, maybe max and min. We can have a look at it, certainly. Very likely, however, lately 3 to 4 people that engage in a chat with me because they want to hear about multiboxing and they like what they see. All subs for Blizzard, that is true. If get, that's 10k run from farming mounts, BOS, everything either not profitable. That should be alright though. 10k tie spray is very useful. I could use that. So if get DB region market average 500 gold, 50 gold. I can't remember the if get command. I'd have to look that one up. What are the different factors there? So I only ever sell one of each armor variation. Well, I tend to have a craft in my crafting one. Let me just jump back onto this one, then I'll get back to your one, Mogs. I actually have a crafting operation of 8 of each because I don't know which one I'm going to get. It's like a box of chocolates. The thing we need to do there is I've got 8 of them, and then whenever I sell one, no matter what the variation is, then I'll put them on here. And the posting operation here will put multiples of one type on. The maximum I'll have is post cap of 20. So it doesn't really matter which ones I have, it'll just throw them on. If greater than, okay. So thank you. Let's have it. So if DB region is greater than 500 gold, sell or whatever for 50 gold. If A, oh, thank you Z, there we go. Hey, Want to Buy Gold, how are you? How are you doing this fine weekend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you made lots of gold. Let's have a look at this. So if greater than, so if A is greater than B, then do C, else do D. So let's go have a look back up at the string. If DB region market average of an item is greater than 500 gold, then do 50 gold. So I'm not sure what context that's in, Mogs, that string. Where is it? Where is that string placed? I just get left with the chocolates no one wants. that's also possible, Lexray. Sometimes you feel TSM, you're back to algebra class in school. Yeah, it's definitely like that. It's missing an output. Yeah, that's definitely one. So in a crafting operation, okay. All auctions on auction house. Raids are over. Repost now. Okay, thank you, Mushy. Oh, good. About to pass out. Maybe do some more Violet of the Sands farming. Oh, right. Yeah, that should keep you awake, definitely. Okay, let me have a look. So, do you think a cancel scan, Mushy, on the raids would be a appropriate action to do now? Relist of the chart scans. Next 15 minutes is big time. Okay, let's have a look. So what we're at, 11 minutes past 10. Okay, so let's have a look. And let's deselect all groups. And then look at my enchanting. Let's just look at the good ones, the seals and the weapons, and run a cancel scan on those. So I've been undercut on quick navigation. Everything else hasn't been undercut on, so we'll see how that goes. Just 15 to undercut on the weapon enchants. Done with those. Let's pop those back on. Run a post scan on the same ones, so it should be fairly quick. Pact of Haste, we've already done the maximum amount. DB min crafting is missing maybe, and hate TSM. It's a tricky one when you're trying to do the different things. That's interesting. Only one has gone on there. Why is that? Let me just have a quick look at this.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Oh, we didn't collect everything. That's why. Silly me. Forget the basics. As always, there we go. Let's do another lot and run a post scan. Current price, undercutting competition, and maximum amount posted. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's have a look. What did I miss out on chat? Had the same issues last week. Dude told me he was streaming. You're cheating. So faced another 8 characters over. Gave him a wave. And a link to your own Twitch. Completely different topic for the min, norm, max. What was that on? Just finished getting all your vile mats apart from the vendor ones. Very nice. You came out with the minimum between the maximum of either 105% crafting. Yeah, so that's the crafting DB region sale average, or so you're going the lowest between those two. DB region sale average, DB min buyout. So, and then you've got your crafting 105%. But what happens if... Oh no, you've got your crafting in there as well. So the maximum between those two. So it's a split one between the two. So you're looking at the maximum. So long as you're crafting, so why have the 105% crafting at the end between there? Do you need that if you've got the minimum already there? Because you've got a minimum and a maximum on that dado. Surely you just need a maximum 105% crafting, DB region sale average, DB min buyout, and take whichever ones of those. Good evening, Basic. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. No worries, Nadachi. Absolutely don't mind. I love seeing an active chat, even if I can't keep on top of it all. You want to post at your crafting costs and never go below. Exactly. So what happens, I mean, that makes sense, but surely using the maximum operation means that the minimum between that, so your crafting is between that, so your minimum is, but what happens if your crafting goes below that? Then that should be fine. Yeah, 105% crafting would be all you need for a minimum. Yeah. Yep, if it works for you, then by all means do it. That's the good thing about TSM, is everyone has a different way. Oh, thank you, Mugs. That's very kind of you. Right, so that lot is posted on. Now, as a quick test to see how active this is, whilst we've been having a look. Okay, excellent, Dado. Then I'll be able to have a look at that and divulge it a little bit later. Have a little think about it. So, looking at my auctions, just want to go through where we have a look here. Auctioning just on these ones. Let's see how active this has been in the last 5 minutes. Has anyone else been posting on the weapon enchants or the ring enchants that I'm mainly interested in? Haste, critical strike, mainly. At the moment, it's looking okay. So let's expand this a little bit further. Let's look at all of my enchanting and run a cancel scan, just to see what else we've been undercut on. Tomes of Illusions we've been undercut on. That's one thing. Good use of the cheers there, Muzzletop. Love it. Okay, we're going to move on to Erfen after this, because we haven't given him any love just yet. I'd like to see his prices, but we do have a few undercuts here that I'd like to probably deal with. And then we'll move on, try and do something else on the leatherworking front. So, let's have a look. Oh, even more. Pact of Versatility there. Been undercut on. Let's have a look. Okay, let's do all of these. Cancel this lot. Done with those. Whoops, press the wrong button. And pick up the cancels. We'll leave the sales in there for the moment. I'll add those on for next time. Collect up all of these. And then hop back on our Brutosaur. And then we'll run a post scan.
Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Have a look at that. Go through all of those. And we'll post all this lot on. Okay, so that's that lot done. So let's go and have a look over at Erfen. We spent lots of time. Jokes in a little over 30 minutes. Believe nothing you see or read. Absolutely. Thanks for the warning, Bramble Farm. Yeah, I've got another... it's only 20 past 10 here, so we'll see how things go. Right, let's have a look at Erfen. How's our leatherworking doing? In absence of decent sales on Samadan, we want to have a look at Erfen, and we also want to have a look at... Okay, Mogs, thanks ever so much for stopping by. Hope you have a good sleep, and I hope to see you again soon. And thank you ever so much for the cheer as well. It was very kind of you. Right, so let's have a look at Erfen. How's Erfen doing on the sales? We do have some Sinister Combatants, leather gauntlets and mail treads. We've got some expires on the coarse leather barding, so another 3,000 gold there. We'll take that for now. We've got a lot of manufacturing to do probably, so let's just check our auctions. There's a few things about to expire, so let's take those off. Let's go through and take all of these off, because I imagine these are all going to go under 2 hours. in a moment, so we'll just take everything off. Let's do a fresh relist of everything. There we go, and that's all off, and then post it back on. That's the mail, I meant to click on that. Auctioning, run a post scan, there we go. Sort of maybe interested in gearing your druids. You'll geared your hunters 366 to 385 in less than a month of just doing incursions, daily world quests and weekly boss and warfront quest boss. That's pretty good. Sleep is a good idea. 23:20 already. Yeah, it's amazing how time flies, definitely. Posting 1 of 15. Why is everything else not on there? Let me just check that again. Everything's selected. Ah, of course. More out of the mail. Am I just forgetting to collect the mail these days? Expecting it to be automatically transported to my bags. That would be nice. Yeah, it is. It does get late very quickly, doesn't it? I did it again. I forget to open things. Oh dear. It's been a long weekend. I'll put it down to that. Just wait for this to reset through. How long have we got? 34 seconds. Let's do a reload. If only auto gold would be nice too. Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Mianex. Do I set up profiles for each of my characters or just certain ones? I'm currently leaning towards doing a different profile for each character because each character has a different set of professions. So my thinking is to just do a... I did originally have one profile that covered everything, but I'm thinking now it's a good way of just keeping it all focused on that one character. The only thing where I wish it was probably different would be something like shopping operations, but in things like the Bracer Super Shuffle, then I could just simply import that that particular one into each profile if I wanted to do something like that. It depends on who's got all the gold, really. I mean, thankfully now Erfen's got a good stock of his own gold now of 190,000, so has become pretty much independent of Samadan when it comes to buying things. Whereas before, I would used to have Samadan buy everything and then send it to the various characters or pass it through the guild bank. But in this case, it's absolutely fine. Is there a way to save your selection of groups in TSM? You want to select all for a post scan, but only some groups for a cancelled scan. Oh, right, as in like... Let me just post this lot up. Other than doing deselect all and selecting the individual ones, I'm not sure there is. You can set that scan as a favourite. Can you, Sensors? This is interesting. Let me have a look. So if we were to look at... So say we took all this off and we just wanted to look at the vendor sausages. You've got select all groups, deselect all groups, expand all groups and close all groups. Oh, I see. There we go. I never spotted that before. Recent scans and favourite scans. I see. I never knew this. So if we ran a cancel scan on vendor sausages, which we're not expecting at all, and then we go back to here, cancel scan one group vendor sausages, click on favourites, and then it goes in there. Wow, that's awesome, Sensors. Thank you for that. I never knew about that. I knew it for shopping. I use that quite a lot in shopping. I've got recent searches and favourite searches, which is really useful. Now, interestingly with this, this doesn't seem to be profile dependent, so this is across Samadan and Erfen. Whereas in auctioning, I'm not sure whether that works the same. We'll have to have a look when we go back to Samadan, see if this is profile dependent, and we can have that as well. That's very handy. I mean, for me, it would be quite handy to set up something for enchanting, to maybe do a shopping scan or something like that. Right, okay. So with that newfound knowledge, let me just check my auctions and then do a restock for Erfen. What do we need to do for our crafting? Let's go to our groups and do a restock selected groups. Drums of the Mountain, again, I just keep forgetting to take that one off, so let's just adjust that now because of my Drums of the Mountain price. That's the main thing that's giving me a problem there. Now let me just adjust that and it should fix itself. So Drums of the Mountain need Stonehide Leather. Stonehide Leather, my average purchase price is way too low. We go to our materials. Stonehide Leather currently is at 96 silver, which is my average buy price here, which currently, according to the min buyout, is more like 6 gold 10. So if I was to change this, I'm just going to take average buy out for the moment, just to help reset that one. Now that goes up to 9 gold 8, and now if we were to clear this, I don't think that's going to be a profit for the Drums of the Mountain. Let's clear the queue and redo it again. Yeah, and now the Drums of the Mountain aren't out there. Okay, so that's good. How long does it take for mobs to despawn before looting? Is it 2 minutes? I'm not sure exactly. It's one of those two. You do all groups on all characters, but every character has its own profession, so it has nothing from the other groups. Okay, so I'll have a look at that one. Kill a mob, sit next to it, and then time it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so let's do a quick gathering on this slot. We need some expulsum. We need 8 expulsum. Raw beast hide we need from the auction house. We didn't have enough last time, that's right, didn't we? So let's have a look and do some shopping on raw beast hide. I should have that in a favourite. Talking of favourites, but I'm not sure I have. Can't see a raw beast hide in there. Do I happen to have any in my bags? Let me just minimise this a moment. Just move that across if I can. I've got too many windows everywhere. Hold on, there we go. There's coarse leather. Don't see any raw beast hide, so let's just pop that in. Do we have it in a recent one? Nothing in there. Okay, so raw beast hide / exact. Let's do... I spelt it wrong. Raw beast hide / exact. There we go. So looking at this, average buy price is currently at 2 gold and 8. It's currently at 2.99. I think that's all right for a average buy price, because I think my profit margins on these is relatively decent. Let me just check. Move this over. Raw beast hide is from the Drums of Fury, which currently has a profit of 13 gold, and it takes only 5 hide, so that's definitely okay. We've got enough of a profit margin on there, so I'm going to scoop up all of these at that price. It'll give me a new average, obviously. Let's go with all of that. 3 gold 23 is probably getting a little bit expensive though, so we'll leave it at that. Pick up those purchases, and then we can at least have a look here, and we have enough of that. Hardened Tempest hide we need from the guild bank, so let's head on over in that direction. Head on down, get that lot from the guild bank. There's more we can do here, obviously, but let's just do this for now. Expulsum wise, we need to go and scrap some bracers. As we probably have some shimmer scale on us, the easiest way is to do it this way. So let's have a look at that. And shimmer scale arm guards, we can make 115 of those. So that's pretty good. How much space have we got at the moment? Have a quick look at my bags. 105. So let's do... How much expulsum did we need? We needed about 8. So let's do a whole 100, because that's going to be useful. So let's take 100 of those and create those whilst we're here. Good evening, kind sir. I hope you're doing well. I'm just going to work my way back up the top there. Jibberdot, how are you? Sorry, I missed you there. Good night to you. I hope you do well. Levelling him while watching me. No worries. 1.25 levels go to 120 on Alchemist Druid. Very nice. Still feel like a novice at this. On your server, your main competition is a guy named Wealthy. Sounds cruel. Yeah, I see what you mean in terms of that one. Blood of Sargeras is still bind on pickups. Feel like the odds aren't in your favour. What's that? Do you think Grizz will ever make Expulsum bind on account instead of bind on pickup? Yeah, given that Blood of Sargeras is bind on pickup, then quite unlikely. Do I salvage the rare epic upgrades as well? No. If you mean by salvage, you mean scrap. No, I literally just do the greens on this one. Yeah, binds on account is bind on account, so you can pass, like marks of honour are bind on account, so you can pass them from one character to the next, which is really useful. Right. The chink of shimmer scale arm guards being mass produced, always a lovely sound. Although we do have an awful lot of tide spray linen to do this as well. But this just saves me the hassle of swapping characters when I need a bunch of Expulsum. Always stay hopeful. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You never know how Blizzard might decide to change things in the future. The next PvP crafted gear to release. Yeah, I wonder when that would be. Are they still going to keep bumping them up? And in which case are we going to need a whole load more marks of honour? In which case, if that's the case, I'm going to need to do a load more PvP. So it could be interesting. Right, from this lot, I'm going to... How much blues have I got? A few there. Let's mail those to Samadan. So use my group and mail selected groups. That's all the blues going, hopefully. Yep, all that's gone. Then we'll head on over and scrap some things. You have all the marks already. Very nice, kind of, so I wish I was in that position. I'm always on a scrabble to get more. Okay, we're going to ignore these. Now what is it? Is it right click ignore? Yeah. Add to ignore list. Add to ignore list. And that one. Sorry, you can't see that on my screen at the moment. I've got Oreo's camera on. He's not here at the moment. I'm just literally right clicking on some of this Sinister Combatant gear and adding it to the ignore list. Then the rest is all mail gear to scrap. So let's just run through this, get ourselves some Expulsum with any luck. See how that goes. Not more marks of honours, yeah, definitely. And to listen to my stream like a podcast in case some juicy gold making idea pops up. Not a bad idea, Blood and Torment. You never know. You're done with the PvP, are you, Mashi? Yeah, kill you before that. I mean, leatherworking is a tough one, isn't it? Yeah, I enjoyed the comp stomp. That was good fun. I hope Blizzard put a few more of those kind of things in. Okay, Solkan Army, thank you ever so much for stopping by. Good night, sleep well, and hope we see you again soon. I like the Druid travel form doing scrapping. That's pretty awesome. I've never seen that before. I'm just going to run through. There's not a huge amount of braces. We've got 6 Expulsum already, so this should keep me for the things I need for now. Understand why they don't just merge skinning into leatherworking. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, I guess. But then, what else would there be? When did I last go fishing? A long time ago, actually. If skinning was incorporated into leatherworking, would the same be for herbalism and alchemy? I'm not so sure. You just got all the marks by doing arenas of fun with your friend. Add more, then yay for me. If you don't, then you'll use them to get PvP weapon sets for all the things. Win-win. Fair enough. I mean, if you've got a friend to do arenas, then definitely it's worth doing. This is GM, if that's you going to bed, or whether you're saying goodnight to someone else. Had a good rest of your evening. Alchemy isn't the only profession that uses herbs. Inscription uses herbs as well. Okay, yeah, so that would make sense for leatherworking to just have, because it's only skinning and leatherworking together. That would make sense. Enchanting uses leather, as does tailoring, blacksmithing and engineering. Oh, of course they do. In small amounts, definitely. Like the dress shoes need a little bit of leather as well. King Hamlin, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Rasheen. Good evening from my side, but good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. And hello. Hope you had a good weekend so far, Rasheen. We're just going through, we're just scrapping a little bit of expulsum here so we can finish our restocks on Erfen. And then I'd probably like to, I need to finish off a restock on Samadan. That's definitely something worth doing. Oh, thank you, King Hammond, for the follow. So let's go through and do our TSM list. Drums of Fury, get a load of those back on, that would be good. His patterns require cloth, but there's no gathering profession for cloth. True. Tailoring cloth is all encompassing, isn't it? So in that case, would a leather worker, if you took skinning off, would maybe all animals drop bits of leather or bits of bone? And then if you were a leather worker, you'd get an increased chance of it, if you were to use that mechanic all the way through. Doing alright, thank you, Rasheen. Just having a nice relaxing time listing and restocking things on at the moment. Currently with Oreo planting his face in front of the camera. Some Sinister Combatants gear will be a welcome addition. I maybe need to up the amount here. I'll ignore that. Let's carry on. And we're going to have to do a reload actually. There we go. It'd be fine if getting skins was set up similar together in cloth. Yeah. Would be a big change to professions if you did it though, definitely. I can't imagine them doing it at this stage, but I like the idea of it. But I would like to see more professions, really. Something like woodworking or something like that would be really nice. Carpentry. You can make bows and shields. Things like that would be really nice. Hadn't been where meats were only gotten by skinners and cloth by tailors, which reduces availability. Yeah, that sort of thing is kind of interesting. But it would really sort of make those markets very limited. Right, wrong button. Bags. Let's post this lot on for now. See where we're at with everything else. Let's run auctioning. Select all groups. Run a post scan. So let's get this leather working on. We need to go back to Samadan. Do a restock on here. A couple of things here below minimum price. So I'll put those on manually if the prices are good. So let's have a look shopping wise. Open my bags up. There's a lot of stuff here below minimum price. All this stuff. Okay, let's have a look. What is the price we want here? So crafting cost is 384. Now the big difference here is my market value, the region market, and my market value are quite a bit less. We had this issue before with the weighting of it not being skewed enough towards the region market. No, the other way. The region market skewing the weighting of it. We'd had that with something else in tailoring. So let's do the same here for leatherworking. So we'll take the main posting operation for this, which is Sinister Gear Sell. Let's take one of these operations. It'll be in this main one. Average crafting singles max 5, and we're just going to change this one. I'm going to weight it a bit more. We're going to add in a couple more DB markets to the price. And that's interesting actually. We've got this one different, 40% DB market. We've got the weighting integrated here, 40% DB market or 20% DB region market. So we can use this and we can change that to 20%. That's quite low though for a minimum price. Let me just check that. 20% seems really low. Let's just have a quick look at that. I'm not sure I like those numbers. Let's just hover over the tooltip and see what it says now. So my minimum... Where's my min-max normal? We've got my sold on those. Ah, there it is. Min-max normal at the bottom. So min is now 866, which is 191 profit. 394 is the crafting cost. Doesn't have a min-max normal on that registered yet. That's interesting. So maybe we have to have a quick look at that. Let's have a look, see what the posting does with that. Probably let's do a reload just in case. There we go. Yeah, leathers dropping like cloth would eliminate the need for skinning, definitely. Painting would be a great idea as a profession. Then you can have karate to go with it. Those would be quite interesting. I like the idea of those. Yeah. The prices would be high, wouldn't they? Because they would be really limited. Or tailors have a profession, undressing or ripping of cloth. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Market would level itself out over time, same because of the prices we have now and availability in previous expansions. Engineering was a secondary profession, crafting more toys, pets and mounts. Timer add-on that counts down 90 seconds and then 10 seconds. What's a timer add-on that counts down 90 seconds and then 10 to break and repeat? What would you use that for, Snipe Master? That was your Karate Kid reference. I think that would be cool. Wax on, wax off. I haven't looked at it. Oh right, yeah, I just ignore that. I don't tend to look at that. In terms of breaking terms of service, let's hide that one for the moment, as this is a family-friendly stream. So, wrong group. Let's have a look at run a post scan. I mean, secondary professions are a nice idea, as long as they're not too... There we go, so there's a couple of things on here. I'm missing stuff though. So I think I'm missing some stuff in my groups. Let's have a look at this. That would be my next port of call. So let's look at my group for Sinister Leather Cell. Yeah, we are missing them here. So we need to add these two in. Add those two. And then mail, we need to add those three in. That's the reason why those aren't posting. Simple solution. We do that and we'll do a reload and we'll post them back on. And you can set timers in DBM. Oh, right, okay. Nox, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. He's watching Harry Potter. Which one?
Have anything ancient to trade?
Always a good series of movies.
2 centuries old.
There we go. There's a few more coming on. Different prices. Let's post those on. And that one's done. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Restock on that. We'll leave Erfen for now, because we're going to drop back to Samadan. We may have to come back and do another bracelet shuffle depending on how many veiled crystals I have. We still need some time to spend on Jahwakening though, so I want to make this quick. If there's too much to do on Samadan, then we'll just do the pertinent stuff and then come back. Let's check on the prices of enchants first. Since those raids have finished, I wonder if we've been undercut on any of our enchants. Then we'll have a look at... oh, I need to remember to look at the favourites, whether it's profile specific or not. Let's have a quick look at that. So going on to here, recent scans, favourite scans. So it does have, this is not, so we can't do a cancel scan of vendor sausages because we don't have that group. So if we clicked on that, there's no cancelling to do. So it's a shame that that's not profile specific. I'd quite like that to be profile specific rather than account specific. So whilst we're here, let's do a cancel scan on all the enchants. Just have a quick look at those, see if there's been any undercuts in the time we've been on Erfen. Then we'll go through and have a look at what we need to restock on. Looks like some more Tome of Illusions have been undercut again. How's everything else doing? Goblet of Fire, nice choice, I like that one. What else have we got here? Everything else has not been undercut, so that's a good sign. So it's mainly the tomes. Too bad it's not profile specific. You just use one profile, so never bother to check. Fair enough. It's a very useful feature though. I think I'd use it more, definitely. You're watching the Grimm, the great series on Netflix. Oh, right, excellent. Oh, there goes a quick navigation. Excellent. I haven't watched it in a long while, Lexray. I watched the first 4 seasons or something like that. I first read the books though. Enjoyed the books. Didn't enjoy the TV series as much. I simply just don't have the opportunity to watch it anymore now, so everything's focused on World of Warcraft. Let's go through and just repost those on. As they're there, take those cancels. Is that when it comes out, is it? April 14th. And then we've got the shimmer scale as well, so let's just take, hold down control and just take those as well, so we can disenchant those. And then we'll post on the things we have first, so let's reselect everything on a post scan. Looking forward to the last book. Is it actually going to come out? I'm not sure when the last book's going to come out. I'll have to reacquaint myself with all the other ones again. It's been so long since I've read it. I've really been enjoying reading Aragon with my daughter. That's been a pretty nice series as well. I haven't seen the film though. I don't want to see the film until I've read all the books. We're only about halfway through. Harry Potter mobile game. No idea. Actually, not on my phone, certainly. Okay, so that lot's posted on again. So let's just check. Oh, a couple of things about to expire. Let's just take those off. Didn't spot those before. Quick navigation's quite cheap at 696. Only 122 profit. Looks like a market reset would be in order there for quick navigation. Why have I put them on for so cheap? Let's have a look. Weapons, what was it in? Let's have a look in all weapons. Quick navigation, yeah, 696 is pretty cheap there. Let me have a quick look at those. Oh, that's for the Harry Potter game, is it? Okay, thank you, Lizard. Let's have a look at this. Quick navigation. That seems pretty cheap. Let me have a look at the prices of these. There's a lot here that's cheap, in fact. I'm not sure I doesn't want to do that one. does not work on fridges. Messed up the Aragon film of the first book. That's why they didn't make any more. Ah, right. Is the film just of the first book? Yeah. As I don't possess a smartphone, then it's not a good one for me, unfortunately. So, Gale Force Striking is definitely very cheap. They're at 4345. That's a negative on that one. Everything else I'm cheapest on, but my profit margins aren't huge on these. Looking at these weapon enchants, that uses just the one veiled crystal, so that's 122 profit. That's not too bad to worry about. Those two are, that's the one, that's 534. Coastal Surge 159, Siphoning 558, Versatile, Navigation, and all of those. I thought some of the weapon... No, it's the weapon enchants that only use one veiled crystal. I'm mixing that up with the rings, which take the 4 veiled crystals. So that's not too bad, actually. I'm okay with those. So let's go back, check my auctions. Just sold Major Intellect. So what was that for? 748, not too bad. Let's have a look at what we need to restock on. So let's go to our groups, restock everything. And we have a fair amount here. Hexweave Bag, Swashbuckler's Shirt, Mondazi Tiramisu. There we are. Oh, Danny, thank you very much. Wow, 11 months. That's amazing. Thank you very much indeed. And that's like so close to a year. Very close. Let's see some chef's hats, thumbs up, and some dino love for Danny and his long time support. Thank you very much indeed. What else did I miss on there? Smartphone might run on my microwave oven. Might do. Lost your phone last weekend after being spiked. Been the most peaceful week you had since you're about 6. Interesting, Z. Try to do it like Harry Potter, one movie per book, but they got the plot structure wrong. So the next would either deviate from the book or contradict the first movie. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, look at all those emotes in the chat. It's lovely to see. Thank you all. And thank you, Danny, for your support. Okay, so we've got a fair amount of stuff to restock on here. Am I manually setting mat costs for the enchanting materials? There seem to be nice round numbers. Yes, Miss Juicy. At the moment, I'm using my spreadsheet here that I haven't quite finished yet. The one that's using the 8.5 with rod, which is a work in progress at the moment. I have made a start on making some strings that go with my calculations here. But what I've been doing is just manually rounding up the numbers from here on this section here, because these strings aren't quite correct yet. So I need to just spend a bit of time just jumping between the two, working out whether my calculations are right, and then I can go through and do the rest for Gloomdust Expulsum and Veiled Crystals. So how much more do you get with a rod? Is it worth it? It's definitely worth it. You get significantly more with a rod, especially when you do step 2 and disenchant the Honourable Bracers. You get about 1.2 Veiled Crystals and 1 Umbra Shard for every one you disenchant. So yes, the consensus is definitely go for the enchanting rod. Right, so looking at this, let's have a look at our gathering. Let's add in enchanting, tailoring, and cooking. Expulsum, we need veiled crystals. We have 31 and we need 3, so we're actually very close there for the veiled crystals. I reckon we might even do that with the blues that we just picked up here. Let's have a look, see if we can get some extra veiled crystals. This is also what the rod is very useful for. You get the occasional veiled crystals from disenchanting blues. If we're lucky here, we'll get 3, but I've got a feeling we won't be, given the first ones haven't resulted in anything yet. Nevertheless, let's remain hopeful. We may get 1. No, nothing yet. Luck is not with me tonight. No streamer luck here. Actually 0 veiled crystals so far. Oh, there's one. We got one. We could have done with another 2, but it looks like we might just get the 1. There we go, we got 1. There we go. There we go. What did I miss there? Makes sense, thanks. Can you explain the price difference between step 1 and step 2? Sorry, you missed a few streams. No worries. Oh, Mushy's doing it. Okay. Nice to hear it. It hurt a bit when you consumed 10 veiled for you. No problem, you'll definitely get that back. You take the profession to make the cheapest version of honourable gear. So you need to scrap on the character to get the expulsum. Just wondering why there are 2 different prices for veiled and umbra. Right, the 2 different prices are my 2 different calculation methods, which is why they're there. If you look at this, oops, probably don't need to make that doubly big. Let's move that over here. So the price I'm getting here, the veiled crystal, is coming out from the main one using step 1. Now what I'm trying to do with my step 2 is, because I'm using a completely different calculation method for the price of these, the price of the veiled and the umbra here are coming out from the averages on the honourable side of things. So that's the step 2 price. What I'm trying to do to balance all these prices up, that's where the weighting comes in. These numbers here. I've played with these numbers to try and get a rough balance between the 2. So my veiled here is slightly more on this step than it is on this step. So what I would do here, Umbra's coming out quite nicely at 66 and 67, and Gloomdust here at 664 and 580. They're roughly about right. So if I was to want to increase the veiled crystal price here, what I'd actually have to do is increase the weighting of the price of the expulsum, because the expulsum then feeds into the step 2, which you use 1 expulsum to make the bracer. So my rationale on this, I have to make this a little bit bigger, see if this will work. Let me just make this a little bit smaller so we can see the 2 of them. That's going to get covered now by that. Ideally I'd probably want to move them over. Normally when I do this I do it on a bigger monitor. It's harder to do it on this small one. So what I would do here, in fact, let me just move this a little bit smaller again, which is this one. Let's just compact that one up and that one up. I can make these bigger later. I could make them smaller, but there we go. That's enough for now. So we're looking at this price here of veiled crystal is 118, and that this veiled crystal price is 132. So to increase these to balance them a little bit more, what I'll do is play with the weighting here. So expulsum here is weighted at 32. So if I increase that to 33 and I look at the numbers on the left, I can see now veiled crystal has gone up in the other one to 131 and 120 in the other one. So let's try 33, 34. Now veiled crystal's gone to 129 and 121. So they're slowly getting closer and closer to each other. I'm also looking at the other values, the Umbra Shard, and that's currently at 64 and 69. So we're just trying to push the values up a little bit more here. So 36 then takes them to about the same, but then you can see there the Umbra Shard's shifted up to 71 gold. So it's not an exact science. They all balance off each other, the weighted values, because they all have to add up to the same amount at the end. I'm using the weighted values just to push one price slightly higher than the other. So I would probably settle here for a weighting of something like 35, and that gives me veiled of 127 and 123, and the Umbra Shard of 63 and 70. Maybe even go down 34. That's about, that gives me enough of a balance between the 2, and then I'd maybe look at the 2 and take the higher of the veiled crystals, which is 130. So that's what playing with the weighted values does. And unfortunately the difference you'd have to do there is you'd have to re-import your strings, because the weighting value will then change in the formula. So it's something you want to set not that frequently. Something that just gives you a general price. I hope that makes sense. I did ramble on a little bit there. Let me just double check on chat. What did I miss on? How much did I miss? Oh, a fair amount. That did make sense. Okay. Ding 119, one level to go. Excellent, Breville. I'm going to work my way back up the chat if that makes sense. Let me just have a look what else we missed. How do you get the rod that gives the extra items? It's a quest line that comes from the enchanting trainer. Oh, there we go. From having 120 enchanting, 150, having level 120 and 150 enchanting. Yeah. You need to have 10 veil crystals and some expulsum. I forget how many. I think it's about 10 you need. That's why you're primarily a farmer. The only thing you have to figure out is time. It's not a bad idea, Meanix. I think this is fairly overly complicated, I think. No idea of Lex Ray. Has there even been any suggestion there's going to be any more? The alchemy one gives you... Rasheen and Sensors know about this one more than I do. I'm not familiar with it. But they were saying in the last stream that it gives you a buff that gives you extra proc rates. And you have to make sure really that when you have that buff, that's when you do all your alchemy. Right, so let's have a look what we need to do gathering wise. Have we got everything here? We needed one more veiled crystal, so we're missing that. What we could do quite easily, ethereal shards are missing. Actually, how much is an ethereal shard? Is that for my mysterious essence? Because I can get that a different method. Let me have a look at... actually, no, let me buy some ethereal shards because I can change my average on that. That would make more sense.
Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Ethereal shard, I think I spelt that right. Ethereal shards coming in at 4.99. My average purchase price was 90 silver, which is quite a bit different. So just to help my averages come back, I'm going to reset them at this and buy those at 4.99. How many small do we combine into one? 198, so 3 into 1 is okay. How many are there? Not that many, so I'll leave that. Okay, let's pick those up. Reset my average ethereal shard price. Let's take those cancels out as well. There we go. The alchemy one gives you nightmares, period. It was nice and simple before. The extra mats in the new patch made it a bit insane. It did, Miss Juicy, it certainly did. Sometimes you get certain buff with more proc rate. Yeah, that's the one you have, isn't it? You get rank 3 and Silas gives you around 1.75. Rank 3 alone is 1.4. Aha, right, okay, those are the difference. Constantly fight to get the buff for your crafting. And the next group of race fiends, they fly off the shelf for you. Wow, brilliant. I'm not having a huge amount of sales here, but that could be just reflective of where I'm at the moment. Let's carry on with our restocks. We need a task list here, otherwise we'll be missing some things. So let's open that up. We've got some cooldowns to do whilst I remember them. So let's get those going. So hexweave cloth, we'll do that. I'm still 2 hours in and I'm still faffing with Samadan and Erfen. I need to get over to Jahwakening for that last hour. So let's do that, and let's do temporal crystal. We'll create that one. And then we'll have a look at stuff we need to get from the vendor, stuff from the guild bank. Let's minimize that and that. I'm suggesting I buy from the auction house the veiled crystal. But I think I could probably do a quick honourable one from Erfen and send it over. That would be the quickest way of doing it. But it's certainly the cheapest way of doing it. Tailoring is that and that's that. Enchanting craft is the mysterious essence. We could probably use the spirit dust more cheaply from that respect. because Ethereal Shatter is going to give us 3. So the crafting cost of 1 is 1 gold 66, and the other way is this way. It tells me the Ethereal Shatter is the only way there. But if we got Spirit Dust, which we've got for, how much is that? Average purchase price 45 silver times 5 is that's 2.5 gold. So the crafting cost is better on the Ethereal Shatter, which gives me 3 from 1 Ethereal Shard with an average of that. So Ethereal Shard divided by 3 is actually better to do it that way. Okay, that makes more sense. And we need how many of those? 5. Let's create those. We'll do those. Come with you for 1 run of Throne of Thunder. You loot all the bosses and have enough mats for a year. TSM is lying to me. Really? Is that correct? I was looking at the rough maths on that, and that did seem to be right. How many mats would I get for a Throne of Thunder? I'll have to give it a go. Every boss drops like 5 epics. Well, I'll certainly give that a go. I won't do that tonight, but thank you for the suggestion. We also need to go through and do all of this. Cody the Human, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Let's go to the vendor. Yeah, it's not done in 5 minutes. Yeah, I can imagine. Right, let's go through and buy the things we need to buy. And then we just need bolts of Mageweave. So let's do those. Jump back here, bolts of Mageweave, create those. We're just missing 1 Veiled Crystal. But TSM not knowing about Spirit Dust into Mysterious Essence. Yeah, so it's just doing the 1. It's not looking at the 2 of them from the crafting tooltip, is it? It'd be nice if it did them both, or at least showed you which one was the cheapest of the 2. So, looking at this 1 Veiled Crystal, I'm going to do this very quickly by quickly switching out to Erfen. See how quickly I can do this. What's that? Seko, thank you very much for the follow. My TSM keeps telling you to buy light parchment from the vendor, even though you have 200 in your guild bank. So annoying. It can be tricky sometimes with some stuff. Take the 200 out of your guild bank and it's sorted. Exactly. It's 15 bosses in Throne of Thunder. Wow, that is loads. Okay, we just got a bunch of fur on Oreo's belly at the moment. So I digress. Let me do a quick honourable arm guards. We've got enough to make 3. That's more than enough for the moment. So I'm going to quickly jump on there, make those 3, jump on back and mail those to Samadan. Groups, mail selected groups. Set them all, yep. And then let's jump back, log out, and log back in. There we go. Always drops the fundamental knowledge, absolutely. Or change the order of your gathering. Yes, that's a good point. Guild bank before vendor. Good idea. Oh, guild bank's on top. Okay. Well, that doesn't make sense then. Okay, let's pick up those. Control click those. And then I'm going to disenchant those 3. Let's make some space there. Make sure I do the right ones here, because I've got some sinister gear here. I don't want to accidentally disenchant. Let's just do the 3 10s. That's 1 Veiled Crystal. And an Umbra Shard. Same again. And then that's 2 Veiled Crystals. So we've got 4 Veiled Crystals out of that. Plenty enough. We're done there. Let's start making all of this stuff that we made. We need some more Hexweave. We have 94, we need 6. So let's jump to the garrison. Same vendor on mount, not seen by TSM Gathering. Yeah, that's the trouble. TSM Gathering always forgets the vendor stuff. So let's quickly run through this. 5 completed. Resources, XP, and some Enchanter Study rush work orders. Where there's a tailoring rush work order there, I definitely want to pick up. And then let's grab some more resources. And any cheap XP that's going to be useful to anyone. Start you on that one. And on that one. Let's leave the... just do the 100% ones. There we go, that's quickly done. Let's run back through. Have a quick look. And go pick up our extra resources. 279. And then let's go have a quick look at the... Oops, can't quite fit through the door. Okay, what is on at 16? Drainic Dust, Frostweed, Gorgon Flytrap. I've got loads of that already still. 1,500 of it. Migrant Arrow Bloom, Starflower and Tallador Orchid. We'll leave those. Those are very cheap to buy anyway. And then let's jump down, collect what we can out of the work orders. There we go, just sold Pact of Critical Strike. Excellent. Hopefully there'll be 2. There we go, there goes the second one. And then rush work orders on the Enchanter Study. We'll do that. And got a whole load more of fractureds that we can use for temporal crystals. And we just need to up our work orders, which is from you.
Hey there.
Let's create those.
Safe travels.
And then go over the other side and do our tailoring. Okay, that should be enough hexweave for now. So hopefully we can go through and do our crafting of everything. Okay, let's start with the enchanting. Earth and Vitality. 8 packs of mastery, so lots of those to do. Tabsor, how are you? I got the auction house mount. Haven't been here in a long time. Yes, I did indeed. It was about a month into BfA. We managed to get it. We got the 5 million. And thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. I was just going to catch up on chat a little bit there. What else did I miss? Keep on TSM, forget vendor prices, so sends me to the auction house as cheap option. You're like, I know I can get it. Exactly. You have to just keep on revisiting the vendor. Whenever there's a game update, it seems to happen. The Battle Pack Little Ragnaros acts as a cooking fight. Yes, Celtic Law, as does Pierre. Pierre is usually cheaper than Little Ragnaros because Little Ragnaros costs the same as a token. And what Blizzard was thinking with tomes and the light parchment, it needs per tome. Just silly. Crafting queue for 1k tomes requires you to buy 20,000 light parchments. It's a lot, isn't it? Should carry over, yeah, exactly. You take out one of the mails, giving you 2,409 at a time. Okay, that's a fair amount. Good news, bargain buy last night. Bought a guild with 6 bank tabs for 5k from some kind fellow last night. Very nice. Have done the gold making business. Thank you very much. What a word, right? Exactly. Well, thank you, Tabsol. Thanks ever so much for stopping by. Let's carry on with our crafting for the moment. I'm going to try and level some tunes on a RP server. Get yourself the auctioneer mount. Why specifically the RP servers, Celtic? They're not necessarily full of gold, that's for sure. Certainly when it comes to transmog, it's certainly flooded. Except for shirts, yeah. The trouble you have with a lot of them is everyone seems to think the same, that transmog and such sells well on those things. I could probably do with upping these amounts because I seem to be selling them quite well. And then we'll go on to tailoring, make our shirts. That we did, there we go. Argentore doing quite well with shuffles. Okay, Jags, good to know. Plan on selling transmog gear on the RP. I think a lot of people do. Stop undercutting you. That's the joy. There's enough gold for everyone. We all have our time. Just check if there are not 50 woolies on the server you're going. Yeah, have a look before you dive in, definitely. Okay, so let's post that lot on. Let's hop on. Yeah, there will be lots of competition because everyone wants to sell their transmog and RP servers. Let's run a post scan of all of this lot. Rox27, how are you? Have about 500 111 greens. What would you suggest you do with them? Enchanting mats are extremely cheap on your servers. Any other good ideas? 500. Try selling one of each of them, just as they are, because the coarse leather certainly sells for me. I haven't done the same with tide spray on Samadan, but I have been told it would sell okay. But 500's too much stock for that. The other thing you could do is, well, I'm not sure what you could do with them. The listing fees are intense. Oh yes, of course, there is that in Mushy. Good point. But still, disenchant them or scrap them, I guess. Should you vendor greens or sell on auction house? It all depends on the price of them. Alright, okay, hexweed bags. Hexweed bags are a lot cheaper now. They've gone down to 958. That doesn't seem right. I'm going to skip that for a moment and come back to that one. Mondazzi's a good one. That's coming in at 6 gold profit. We'll keep that on. Pact of Mastery looks like a good price. We'll pop those on. Seal of Haste is a quick one. The rest are all... Quick Navigation is small profits. Nothing too great there, but we looked at those and there's a lot of those on. So we're just going to stick those on at that price. But hexweed bags, let's have a quick look at this. I'm not sure about those prices. Where's my bags gone? Over this side. So hexweed bag is where exactly? There it is. So hexweed bags at 958 and 959, and then we jump up to 1,300. So I would say we buy these up and post them higher. Because bags is bags when it comes to doing them. And pop those on. And then we'll run a post scan on those. Let's see if we can get something good for that. Did you scream there? Did we miss stuff? And that was the screaming. You're a scary person. You vendor all the greens when you farm sumptuous fur. We don't vendor here. It depends. Some things vendor much. Let's pop these on. There we go. Gloom dust is ruined by too much mats on the auction house. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can relate to being a hoarder, most definitely. Okay, so we're done here. Let's head off back to Dalaran. And then we're going to go on over to, I mean, we've spent way too much time fiddling with characters here, and we haven't given Jahwakening any love at all at this point. So this is why I don't get round to doing him. So let's swap over now. We posted nearly everything on. Let's have a look at Jahwakening and see what we can do on this front. Gloom dust is down to like 2 gold in your realm. Wow, okay, that is cheap. Okay, so where are we at on this one? Feel so behind on your craft today. Still have a few more tunes to go. I know the feeling sensors, and I'm only just done with Samadan at the moment, and I've still got to level characters and things like that, and use my boost. I've got so much to do, and never enough time. So where have we gotten to with Jahwakening? We were looking at alchemy. Let's have a look at where we're at. Let's have a look at our auctions. So Colterian alchemy is obviously all in negatives here. The trinkets are actually in a decent number there. I don't know if those actually sell. Tincture of renewed combat has a sale rate of 0.23. Crafting cost of 1,800. Lots of Siren's Pollen and a couple of Expulsum. Okay, and Riverbud as well. And the Alchemist Stone gives you a profit of 1,800. This one, Renewed Combat, it restores 10,000 health whenever you kill a target that yields experience or honour. Okay, great for levelling too. Okay, so how many are on the auction house at the moment? There's one auction. I see, the price is vastly inflated here at 6,800. The region market is 3,700. But even so, that's better than my crafting cost. So it would make sense for me to make at least one each of these and to post them on and to see if I can get myself a skill up at least for one each of those. But I do need 4 Expulsum to be able to do that. So I need to pass on some bracers to be able to get the Expulsum for that. So that's something to think about. I'll have to pass those on down the line. And then let's have a look at our actual auctions. I've got a feeling everything's expired. So let's have a quick look. Because we have got some of the old world stuff going. Don't forget that. We have got everything expired. No sales. So let's just take all that off and repost it on. Someone just paid 11 gold for giant dinosaur bones. Is that good? Sounds good. Spreadsheet, all of them. Personal guilds, you're trying to do stuff from selling vanilla to current content depending on what you're able to sell for the most. Getting a bit stressed here. You need 600,000 gold within 4 days. Interesting time scale there. 600,000 with 4 days. What resources have you got, Brumblefar? And why do you need 600,000? Tempt them with chocolate. Right, let's have a look. Let's post this lot on. Let's get ourselves a Brutusol. Let's go and run a post scan of all my bits and stuff. Region market's 297 and people buy them in stacks of 999. Wow, okay. So that's a big bump up. Brilliant. I like that. To keep subs on your multi-boxing team. Ah, okay. And your resources as well. Would empty your guild bank, which is full of mats, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, so what can you do with your multi-box farm to get 600,000? Would a tide spray 2x4 work? That would make sense if you can do tide spray 2x4s and if you have the extra drop rate from the thread, the synchronous thread. Brain Manager, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I stress yourself needing 25k a day for 4 days for the token. Ended up earning double that. Oh, there you go. There's a promising start at least. But then there still needs to be a buyer for the tie spray. Exactly, Mushy, that is true. I'm not sure what else you can do multi-box wise. Right, okay, so that lot's posted on. I've got no idea if it's going to sell. We do have 12,000 gold on us. So the sorts of things I'd be looking to do here as a herbalist and an alchemist who is also in need of some levels would be to go out and do some herbalism whilst also leveling up. Would be the kind of thing I would think about here. Okay, doesn't play out Mal anymore, so been a while since she was here. No worries, Brain Manager, it's good to have you stop by nonetheless. I'm really enjoying BfA still, simply because there's always so much for me to do. Because I was catching up since Legion, after missing a couple of expansions, or 3 expansions in fact, it's always been a catch-up time for me. So I will always have something to do, which for me keeps it interesting at least. So I'm thinking of heading over to my next quest zone, which is over here, and see if we can get something going around here in terms of herbalism and get some XP at the same time, or we just buy some stuff up and then try and move on with the alchemy. But I think we'd be missing a trick here with potential XP at the same time. The question here being is also my gear and heirlooms and such forth. Currently we have Sign of the Warrior bonus event, Alchemist Stone, so we need gear. We're currently at 175. We could maybe do with some coarse leather to boost up my level, or we could look at some heirlooms and getting that up to help with my XP increase. That would be something else to think about. So I could really do with a bit higher level, and I could do with some other things really. Not buying anything for a while, just made a boo-boo with your dual crafting mats, calculated prospecting values 100k in ore, return gems worth 30k. Whoops. Sorry to hear that, Nox. My leather worker can certainly do that, Catroso, that's the idea. You heard people dying in heirlooms. They're really underpowered. Yes, that is the problem, isn't it? Your druid is full of heirlooms and you die quite a lot. Okay. And honestly, only returns like 15% on top. So thinking about this, coarse leather would probably be a better position for Jahwakening here to help out with the and then if there's any spare, we could possibly scrap it for some expulsum. So let's go over, let's think about this. Let's get some coarse leather, and we could probably need to look at some trinkets as well, or something like that, or some extra things there. Heirlooms being underpowered is the reason why freehold boosts sell like candy too. Oh really? Okay. So let's take this and let's switch back out to Erfen. Erfen being our leather worker. This is where the benefit of multiple characters comes in. So the more I have, the more I can feed to each other. You shudder if you see a tank in heirlooms. Right. Okay. If they're that bad, then I shall take your advice. And I'm going to do it now, what could I do? Basically, let's queue up one of each pauldrons, and whatever we get, we'll just give to Jahwakening. Coarse leather. There we go. Requires level 111. We are at level 111, aren't we? I believe we are. Treads and waistguard. There we go. One each of them. Holy priests aren't given that much love in 5-man content. Really? Looking to making a boosting twink, to be honest. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's not the kind of thing that I do, but I know people are enjoying it, yeah. Put the heirlooms on when turning quests or killing the last boss. That could be, but wouldn't that be a bit of a faff to keep on having to swap gear all the time? It's fine as soon as they're in like 300 item gear. Okay, let's craft this lot and send it on over. I'm not going to worry too much about what types of enchants these are. Just going to take a mix of them. Harmonious Fire Flash. Oh, there's a blue there. I guess blues would be better, wouldn't it? But do blues mean... let me just check those. Oh yes, you could do that, couldn't you, Nox? Make gear sets. You could make a macro for it. It's not something I've got experience with, but I'm sure you could do something like that. So these blues that I've just made, they still work, don't they? In terms of requires item 111, they're just slightly better in terms of item level, 233 versus 235. I wonder if I should do a full set of blues. If I'm going to go all in, why not? Although this is going to use up a lot of coarse leather, which I don't want to do. So let's just take with the luck I've got for the moment. I think that'll do as an average. Make sets in the equipment manager, so now it's just one click from good gear and back again. Interesting. I mean, for the sake of a 10% and the hassle of it, it's not something I would enjoy doing, swapping between the gear. It seems like a big hassle just to jump between them. Okay, fire flash. Let's go through here. Did I get everything in there? Fire flash and that. I think I got them all. Let's send them over. Oh, I missed one. Thought I did. There we go. Send that one over. Okay, let's swap back over. Have a look at where we're at on Jahwakening. You are 111, so that's good. Don't forget the weapon and a ring. Oh yes. As a leather worker, what can I? Who can make rings? It'll be a jewel crafter, wouldn't it? Okay, let's just hop out of this. Have a look. Yeah, we'll have a look. So let's pick up all of these. And we'll wear these. So our character is currently level 175. There we are. Blacksmith for most weapons. One for an enchanter, yeah. Okay. So, what have we got? Currently wearing 161. So let's swap to that. And then currently was 178. So let's swap to that. And 225 versus... we've got Vest of the Champion, which is 285 anyway. So we don't need to bother with that one. We'll scrap that one. And this is 157. Wow, that's a big difference. So gearing our character is fun so far. 225 for the leggings, that's nice. We'll take that, coarse leather, definitely. And then Rivermane sandals versus that. Let's take that. And arm guards, which is 158. Big difference there. And then the gauntlets, which are currently 209. Okay, so we can upgrade those quite nicely. There we go. So we're now item level 199. Staff, jewel crafting, gun engineering, mace engineering. Lockdown, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. One item with a gem slot for the XP gem. Now I don't think I've got that XP gem. Where do you get the XP gem? Can you actually can you actually buy it? How sad are the rings? We are 174 and 166, and our trinkets are 165 and 170. The insightful Rubelite. Okay, it's only like 3 to 4 gold, is it? The dual crafting rings will have a slot. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got some options here. Thank you all for your suggestions. So let's have a look. Where are we at? This is all progress, even if it's not gold making. It's kind of gold spending. So, right. If I was a character looking for a ring, what would I look for? I would use something like the one... I'd use the advanced item search. Required level range 111 to 111, and I'm going to look for Are we back on? It looks like we might be. Hold on one moment. That was a quick one. Feed the hamsters, definitely. Hold on, let me just come back in. We've got sound. Okay, good start. OBS is back on. Let's have a quick look. See if we can get back in. Whilst I was in the middle of spending there. There we go. Right, back into Jahwakening. Okay, here we go. Apologies for that. I'm not sure what happened there because my internet looked like it was fine. Third time's the charms. Mika, yes, we were talking about heirlooms for leveling, and the thing we talked about there is apparently you die very quickly. They're very underpowered with heirlooms, so you're very slow at leveling because you keep dying, which is a bad idea really when you really want to tear through the content as quickly as possible. So looking at where we're at the moment, I've got a feeling I will need to dismount and remount again. We were looking at there we go.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries.
Baked Weeb, thank you very much for the follow. It did work up to 120, definitely. Slurp. Just linked me a few options for rings. Okay, where were they, Mushy? Did I miss them? I was in the middle of looking them up on the regular one, wasn't I? In armor finger was the way I was looking for them. Miscellaneous finger. Usable items. Level range. I guess 111. 111. If we were to do a search for that. Golden barrel rings. These look like a few different options here. Is that all I have? Just these ones? There's no blues here or anything like that? Sorry, not precious. Which item for the combatant stuff on cloth? What do I mean on that one? So looking at these, 795 gold for those to increase that with a socket. Switch from all to rare. Let's have a look. Rare, search. No items found. Is my item level range too different? Okay, just make sure they have a slot for the gem. Okay. A good heirloom is the Hellscream War Staff for casters. It has 2 sockets, which works well with your gems. How many... Can you do the gems stack, or is it just 1 gem? The Insightful Ruvelite. They don't stack, okay. So it looks like there's nothing available for me. Only 1 gem, but you put get a plus 40 intelligence one. They changed it. Okay, so I'm thinking a couple of rings. It doesn't really matter which rings to get. It used to stack on PTR. Okay, would have been nice. These seem reasonable. Haste and mastery, I guess. Don't really mind too much what they are. Versatility and mastery. I'm just going for something that's going to be relatively an upgrade and also relatively cheap. So 795 seems the cheapest. I don't know really what stats I need for this. Rares and epics are all level 120, same as the other crafted gear. So that wouldn't work for me if I change that to 120 and do a search. Let's have a quick look, because they're not usable on me, so that's all I've got. Okay. Bagheera, thank you very much for the follow. Okay, so let's just buy a couple of these. as a random thing. Let's get something of different stats. Let's get something Fever Flare and Harmonious, and something like that. That's 800, so let's buy that one. This is a random person buying things, which is kind of interesting. So what we also need is gems. We need an intellect gem. Let's search for that. Nothing searched. What do we need? I will most likely be leveling through questing. I'd like to kill quicker. I'll also like to do some herbalism as well. Also, I guess I could do time walking dungeons if they're available. That would be useful. So let's clear this out. What am I looking for here on a gem? Insightful, isn't it? Insight. Insightful Rubelite. So we need one of these for an extra 5% experience. So I guess it doesn't matter which one we put it on. We'll just stick it on one. 19 gold is the cheapest, it looks like, so I'm going to buy one of those. There we go. Dotty Doom, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Didn't know my streamed, watched a few of my YouTube videos. Oh, thank you for stopping by. This is where we're just buying some things for my druid Jahwakening, and we're going to try and get our item level up a little bit higher. We need to look at some trinkets next, and a staff. Let's have a look at weapons. Two-handed staves, and let's clear that and make sure it's usable, and let's do a search. Okay, what we need is the item level to be a bit higher there. 111 onwards, I guess. There we go. So here we have Rubelite Staff, which is an epic at 233, or a 225 for a regular one. 3,100 doesn't seem too bad of a price for a staff. 40 veiled left. Oh, wow, that's loads, Mushy. Jalen, how are you? Wouldn't bother too much then, as we'll get gear as you quest. Yes, that's true, I will do, won't I? The main thing is just get me, just grab any cheap greens if you can. Yeah, I mean, this is 1,200, which is, you know, less than half the price of that one. For the sake of a few item levels, I think I'm going to go with that one. I've currently got an 186, that's a big jump up from there. Cannot get to like 100 gold. Right, I'm going to buy this one, and then we're going to go and get some trinkets. Armor, miscellaneous, trinkets. Let's have a search. Now these will be the Dark Moon decks, wouldn't they, normally? Why are there no Dark Moon decks? Is that in the level range? Do we have to be 110 for that? Let's search. No. Yeah, heirlooms are apparently too weak at the moment, it's Vamps. That's why we're using these ones rather than buying extra on these. Although these are very expensive. I'm not sure why they're quite so expensive. I did have some Dark Moon decks which worked quite well. Maybe I'll just ignore those for the moment. I'm at 165. Let's have a look at anything rare. Search for that. No items found. Unless I'm missing something here, there's a lack of trinkets that are decent on here. So maybe we'll just leave that for the moment. Let's put these on. Let's not get too carried away. I could use an heirloom trinket. They level with you, and you don't need to buy gear, and you also have them with the XP bonuses. That is true. There's a lot going for them, it's Vance, definitely. They're fine if you know what you're doing. Context, you have about 800 days plays on a rogue and you're leveling a rogue. Okay, kind of, so that's good to know. My question is here on this though is I don't know what I'm doing, and so I'm going to get myself into trouble quite a lot when it comes to questing. So let's just go through. Did I pick up everything there? It seems to be already in my bags, so let's have a look at these. Let's pop these on, these rings, and that one will pop on, and then the staff will take 225 versus 186. We'll put that on. And then how does this work with a ring? Do you have to shift right click it and then drag this in? I take it, socket that, extra 5 experience. There we go. So we're now item level 223, which is a big jump up from where we were, definitely. See what we can do boomkin wise. Let's go into boomkin form for a minute just so I can have a quick look, because I need to jump this spell and put it down here at 6, I think, because I kept on casting that one a fair amount. And that one was for farming, wasn't it? There we go. So there we go. You did die once, 110 to 120 on your lock last week. Okay, fair enough. Oh, you didn't die once, okay. Or just get someone to carry you for about an hour. That's also worth it. Okay, so we've just done a little bit here. So we're going to try as a complete casual. Let's have a look. And questing wise, let's go and head on down to our next area, which was down here. Excuse me. Oh, I'm not sure if we're going to get time for story time tonight, actually. Thinking about that. We could do a bit of levelling, or we could do 10 minutes of story time. Which would people prefer? I need to get some water though. You decide whilst I go and get some water. That's a good idea. Levelling it is. Thank you very much for the suggestions. And read the quest aloud is a great idea. I can do that. Let's see if we can go through this. So we are currently just here in sampling the goods. There's a load of quests over here. Oh, there's something behind me. Frenzied Fangtooth. I'm not going to do the fishing, but I need to keep an eye out for the... Yeah, there's a load of stuff here as well. Okay. Lord Admiral's favour. Left at the port. There was a mishap when we were loading the most recent shipment from the South Wind Station. Apparently some paperwork meant that the dockmaster was left behind. You can't hand over deliveries to the couriers without it. But the next cargo ferry won't be departing anytime soon. Do you think you could deliver it by foot? I could deliver it by hoof. The ferry dock is just a short ride down the road. Deliver the package to dockmaster. Okay, we'll do that. And there's more stuff over here. There's a load of stuff here. There's some star moss behind me there. I'm stuck on that, so let's just move around. What else have we got over here? Frenzied Fangtooth. And there's the chemist's notes over there. There's also a quest over here. Let's pick this one up. An overrun mine. It was horrible. I was in the mine nearby, just picking away at a rock, and it jumped up and bit me in the neck. Since when can rocks walk around and bite people? I hightailed it out of there. Some crazy fools are sticking around trying to take the mine back. If you're eager to punch rocks, you can find them down the road to the south. There we go. Turn off fishing nodes so you can see the herbs on the coast. Good idea, actually. I like that idea. Find fish. Let's turn that off for now. We're mainly focusing on this lot, so let's go through and do the next lot. Where's the next quest thing? You're inside a building, I think. Because I'm just running around in circles. No, you're not. You're on the poster wall. What have you got? Hunters wanted. As we turn into the busy season, Kenning's Lodge is looking for recreational hunters to assist with fulfilling the ever-growing list of orders from Veralis. There are short-term positions which you'll be paid relative to performance. Kenning's Lodge can be found following the South Road, past the mining yard. Report to Alana Holton on arrival. Okay, do that. And then carry on over here with some things in here. After finally discovering a suitable base, we have successfully produced a stable compound. In this state, it can be stored, transported, or introduced into the mixing process to infuse a terribly potent black powder. I am so confident in its stability that initial samples were sent to Barala suspended inside a necklace. As we run the cauldrons day and night mixing powder, work also continues on prototyping further applications. Our most promising so far is a pistol, which we hope will make another suitable gift for our esteemed Lady Chairman. The disorganised notes go on to detail various projects and aspirations. Take the notes. And we need to do something over here to speak with someone. What's over here we need? Raw Azerite sample. Collect that up. And then we can go head on in. Let's go pick up that star moss. Can we collect that easily? Or is that over the top? It's supposed to be a bridge there. Ah, the bridge is over the top. Okay, that makes that harder. Let's work our way around this way instead. And do this side instead. There we go. Chemist notes. Raw Azerite sample. Continue with that. Good, I'll hang on to them for now. I think I found our next lead. Stow and go. Flynn lifts his collar to hide his face and speaks to you under his breath. You see that ship? I know that ship. Let's just say her captain and I have a little history. It's a smuggling vessel. Our illegal weapons are on there for sure. I bet my coat on it, and I love this coat. We need to find out where it's going. How are you in tight spaces?
See, you got any more business in town?
Okay.
Now's the time to do it. Let me know when you're ready to board that ship and go wherever the wind takes us.
Okay. Oh, yes, I remember this quest. We do end up somewhere else, don't we? Let's go.
I'll follow your lead. Remember, the key to going anywhere you don't belong is just to walk in like you own the place.
Okay. So let's hop on said ship.
Timetable's changed, boys. Get your grogs to go.
And jump in here. There we go.
No, I think my barrel has pee in it. Oh, I call the empty barrel.
There we go.
Never mind, it's ale. We're good.
Lions want the stuff right now.
Flynn's definitely good. He's definitely fun. Haven't seen this in a while actually. Let's just run it through.
Steady as she goes, helmsman.
Wait.
Orio's just looking off in the distance. Shrog, thank you very much for the follow.
No, you idiot! The other way!
What a troll when you try to multi-box that quest. I couldn't imagine trying to multi-box it. Definitely. Right, okay, so travel form, let's head on round. Where are we at? Then we have to run all the way through here, don't we? Okay, so stow and go. You alright, mate? I'm afraid your ship's gone. Something tells me you weren't really part of that crew anyway. Were you? And then castaways. I see the sirens have made another catch. You're lucky they haven't stripped you of your bones yet. Study Jane, talk to, blah blah blah, search for Flynn. There we go. And we've got a sea stalks over there. So I definitely want to go and do those whilst they're here. Ignoring the things there. There we go. And we get a load of XP that way. Trying to get the BOE some Shadowfang Keep on your warrior today. Good luck, Mushy. I hope you get it. Oh, and there we go. Let's do some. We've got 3, 6. Let's do that. Well, that's definitely better in terms of killing things. That was quick. That was most definitely quicker. Let's go have a look. See where we're at. Taking bets on how many times you run it just for the buy non-pickup items. I wouldn't have a clue. I'm imagining lots.
Lord Admiral's favor.
Let's do that. Have you seen Flynn?
Always to the sea.
And get the quest. And collect up the things.
Fancy a cuppa?
Let's do that. Silencing the sleepers. Take that. Take that one.
Safe passage to you.
Oops. Let's just open that one up.
Lord Admiral's favor, friend. Look always to the sea.
Collect all of this lot up.
What can I do for
Got
you?
all of those. And there's a flight point over there. That's going to be useful. What's over this side? Speak with friendly Pierre. Oops. Hold on. There we go.
Smooth sailing.
Okay, and then round here. Flight point. This is the thing. You end up rushing through these and never reading the quest lines.
That's how you got the bargains.
Unless you were, you know, going to really go full on immersive on it. And there's a quest thing over there at the bottom, and we've also got some sea stalks down there. So I really want to go down this way first, just to check those sea stalks. Where are they? There they are. And then I can do this whilst I'm here. Do all of that. There we go, that was relatively quick. And then we need to head on up this way. Pick up that other quest over here. And then we can start going over this way. At least we're getting some herbs here as well, that's a good idea. Some sea stalks. It's going to help out, definitely. And then we need to do, obviously, some fair amount of damage as well to things. There we go, that's alright. Dolly, thank you very much for the follow. Time to dry hair, no worries. There we go, juicy thing, and do one of those. Charm Sailor's coming in as well. Let's just mash my buttons, it seems to be working quite quickly at the moment. Siren slain, juicy looker's tail. We literally need to do everything here. But whilst we're doing this, we're getting some herbalism going, so this is a good area to do these things. Check for herb quests. Yes, that's a good idea actually, because by the time we've done this we've probably gotten a little bit further, won't we? Let's just go around for the herbs first. We picked up a jam soldier. There we go. Do that one instead. There we go. Have I got the glove enchant to herb faster? Ooh, that's a good point, Annette, actually. With all my buying of the coarse leather, it looks like I didn't bother. Oh, I need to actually heal a bit here, don't forget that. Too busy looking at these things, I didn't bother seeing what I needed to heal on. Make sure I do a regrowth every now and again. Yeah, so I need to definitely herb faster. I'll get the herb enchant off of Samadan. That will definitely be useful. Let's get a regrowth going just at the same time, seeing as I've got a whole load of extras in here now. Right, let's try that. Oh, I'm going to die if I don't watch this. Regrowth, hopefully. Let's just run away a little bit. Hold on, there we go. That was very close. Wasn't paying too much attention. Let's get that going a little bit better. There we go. And probably another regrowth as well. Just to try and help out a little bit there. There we go. Make sure I'm not so low next time. And there was some herbs over here. There we go. Got that done. Yeah, I might need to write it down, or I'm just going to have to try and remember one of the two. What's the bets that I'm not going to be able to remember? Okay, so that lot's done. Wailing Siren, we need one more done. So let's do that. No, that's regrowth. It's probably not a bad idea actually just to cast it on myself. There we go, that's better. What was I supposed to remember? It was a thing about something, wasn't it? That's not in line of sight. There we go. Wailing Siren here. Let's do that thing again. There we go. Wailing Siren. No. Charmed Soldier. There we go. 4, 3, 6, 5. Mash the buttons. There we go. It was a clever thing to do a thing with a something. I can't remember what it was. There we go. Right, where are we at? We still need to do a siren. I'm going to go over here and get myself whatever this is down here. That's herb gathering, so that's going to take me a while. Let's go the correct way on this. Now we've probably bitten off more than we can chew here, so let's do our dots in good order. And then we can at least get these down in 1, 5, regrowth again. Hopefully just keep myself healed up. Once that goes down, that's better. And Solar Wrath, and then 5. I need to get these buttons sorted more. I'm not really got the order correct on this lot, so it's definitely not working for me. So we'll need to have a little think about that in the order in which I mash things in. Because it's 5. I just get the rotation working. It seems to just jump from different numbers to different ones, and I can't quite anticipate which ones to do at which time. That's from looking at the little add-on that helps me. Okay, so we've got a load of stuff over here we could probably try and do all in one, but that's probably too much at once. Is there anything special about the Potion of Deep Palm? I have no idea. Ooh, there we go. Pressing the wrong thing again. 3, 2, 3, that's 4, there we go, that's 6, 5, 4. Start with one of those. It's easy enough when they're in small enough parts, it would seem. Okay, that's close enough. Someone seems makes you lol. Just seen someone called Bogklugger. Interesting name indeed. Hey Mr. Honkit, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. We're just doing a spot of levelling on old Jahwakening here. There we go, Lurker Tail's done. And Sirens were done. Let's go and hand in this next bit of quest, and then we can carry on. We'll probably finish up there because I've gone over time already. So I just want to make myself get to a safe area, and we can come back to this. Aha, okay, here's the...
So beautiful.
Let's just finish off this one. There we go, 5, 6, 2... Get that going and a regrowth going, and we should be better off. I'll get you back underneath my starfall. Oh, that's bad. I'm stunned. This is going to be bad. Let's do a quick heal. Quickly, if I can, just to get myself a little bit higher. And then we can come through and then boomkin our way through the rest of this, hopefully. No, getting stunned doesn't help. This is a bad idea. No, and I died. Okay, so heirlooms or not, I still managed to die because I was mashing buttons and not paying attention. There we go. Okay, let's get myself just over to where I need to go. Where's my corpse? And then we can finish this off another time, I think. Good night, Marsba. Just spent £50 on a 1 meter audio cable. It's not really sure how. Wow. Okay, that's expensive. Very expensive. But audio equipment can get like that, can't it? Alright. Let's get myself back to where I need to be, which was over here. We were very close there. It was all the extra ads that didn't help. Apple. Where was I? There we are. Right, okay, so let's leave this here. I'm just going to keep myself parked here for the moment, and I'll come back to this another time, because I think I'm going to finish up there. Alright, let's have a quick look. Right, so I think I'll finish there. Thank you everyone who's hung out tonight. Really appreciated your company tonight. Let's see if there's anyone we can throw a host over to. Now, of course, the lovely Sea Thrift is currently streaming, so we shall pass the love over to her. Let's go and do this one, and do that, and we'll /host Sea Thrift. So my next stream will be on Wednesday evening. Did I spell that alright? Yes, I did. There we go. So my next stream will be on Wednesday evening. Hope to see you then. Hopefully in the next couple of days I'll be able to record my end of March highlights video, and I'll post that up onto YouTube as soon as I have it done. Hopefully going to get it done this week. So as soon as it's done, I'll post that on. Until next time, have a lovely time gold making, and have a great rest of your evening. We'll send some love over to Sea Thrift, and good night, and farewell from me and Oreo. Good night.